We're back. So it's been a while since the last Parcast, huh? Usually we release these on like Saturdays or Sundays, sometimes Mondays if things get really wacky, but here we are on a Friday by time of release. And it's no fault of Pars. Yeah, it's Thursday right now. No fault of Pars. It's 100% my fault. I've been sick for the past week.
Hey, you don't have to say your fault.
No, it's my fault, dude. I was bedridden. I think this is the worst illness I've had in my life. Like, usually when I'm sick, I, like, play video games or I'm chilling or something. But, like, for the past 4 days, I've actually been, like, bed rotting. It's been so bad.
Yeah, New Year's on top of that.
Yeah.
You do anything special for... Well, you were in bed.
I was just dead.
Did you watch the ball drop?
No, I'm not a big ball dropper. My balls dropped once and then that was it.
No, I was thinking about it, like, while I was... I don't know why I haven't thought about it this year, but what was the propaganda? Like, who decided, like, we're gonna drop a ball? Is there, like, a...
I feel know.
Like... Yeah, I feel like that's just, like, a silly... Like, we brought, like... I don't know, originally, people would come to New York, see the ball drop, and I'm like, for what? What's the big deal? You know what I mean? Like,
it's just a countdown.
Crazy. Yeah, I know, but it's like crazy that we sold people on that. Like, people would make like a trip, like a pilgrimage to New Year's to see a ball drop with a bunch of other people. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah. Dude, another thing that's kind of crazy is that since it's been a whole year, I actually forgot what this chapter was about, which is something we talked about a minute ago. We were like, wait, 1135? One Piece?
Yeah.
What is that?
Yeah,
it's been a minute, bro.
Dementia's hitting hard, our age, we're not recovering from sicknesses as soon as we used to. It's crazy.
Not a spry anymore.
Yeah, we're like Saul? Oh no, he's faking it.
No, Saul's good. He's fine.
Damn, who are we? Like King Neptune? No, he just had a bad bad back. No, not Sukiyaki, bro.
Sukiyaki?
No, King Neptune and
which is not in our prime anymore.
Yeah.
Like Whitebeard
and Whitebeard. Yeah.
Whitebeard's a good one.
Yeah. Not Roger. Roger is scary because he didn't make it too far. You know what I mean? Like, we don't want to say
who's that
like
filler
Roger.
character in the Sabo Luffy flashback that has Conqueror's Hockey, but he's like super old and he's just like a fisherman.
Oh, yeah, the guy who lost his crew to Roger and he's just on a boat and that one? Yeah. I don't remember his name.
It's just a random filler character.
Yeah, one of the most powerful filler characters. Like, this character probably, like, considering he survived Roger, that kind of mean, like, and Roger killed the rest of his crew.
Well,
that kind of means that guy is like Rayleigh level. He has Conqueror's Hockey too.
Well, I mean, Squard is in the same boat.
But Squad doesn't have Conquerors.
We don't know that.
No, we know that. Come on.
The guy's name is Naguri.
Bullshit. That's Conqueror's Hockey. Yeah, that's because that's some Conqueror's Hockey if I've ever heard of. Black Air Force Energy too. You just added an E at the end.
I like
you
his
just
hat,
added
though.
an E to the end of the word. What do you mean?
I like his hat. He has like a witch hat on.
Yeah. I mean,
cool
it's
guy.
It's like a bum hat, from what I remember.
Naguri means hammer in Japanese. He's the first non-canon character in the series to have Conqueror's Hockey.
Yeah, it's one of a kind. Dude. One of a kind. And yeah, I like that you clarified what it meant in Japanese, just so for the people who just thought you put an E at the end of a word.
Yeah, I mean, he also wields a hammer too.
Yeah. Oh, maybe he and Loki, maybe there's some similarities.
Kindred spirits, bro. Loki has a hammer too.
Maybe Loki also lost an entire crew of people to some Roger-esque Shanks. Oh my god, wait, hold on.
Yeah, okay, the whole Loki thing is so weird now, though, which we'll get to, but Loki's an odd one. I feel like the more we try to theorize about Loki and his past, the farther we get from the truth, because, like, every chapter we get kind of throws another wrench in it, right? Like this chapter, for example.
Yeah, I mean, this one threw a wrench in it, not even because... Well, I guess because of Loki, but, like, other people that came in, and they were just like, huh? And we're like, huh?
Speaking of...
just like...
Speaking of coming in, Tama beat the hell out of Holdem. She came in hot, kicked him in the jaw, dude.
Yeah, and the splash damage took out the lion belt.
Yeah,
thing.
you mentioned that, and I just didn't understand at first because you were like, yeah, why is the lion bleeding? And I was like, wait, you're right. Why is the lion bleeding? She kicked him in the face. Like, what are we witnessing here?
And I know people are gonna be like, but like they're like together, so like he's hurt too. But like, I don't know about you, but I've never bled out of my belly button when I got punched in the face. Never, not a single time. Actually, like for a fact, never got bruised at the belly from getting hit in the jaw. Soccer balls have hit me in the face really hard.
Oh,
never once has my belly button. Ever.
Wait, I remember now. This is Holdem's gag.
What?
Yeah, this was Holdem's gag. You remember?
No.
No. Like at the beginning of Wano, the lion and Holdem didn't get along, and then there's like a gag where the lion would hit Holdem in the balls, and then the lion would forget that they're connected, and then they'd both get like damaged.
Okay, no, but the balls. Okay, balls is different. Yeah. If you get hit in the balls, everything hurts. Now, keep in mind, I said punch in the face didn't hurt my balls, but if I got punched in the balls, that hurts everything. That's
but here's the thing: we don't know what part of the face is the lion, right? Imagine Tama kicks this guy in the Tama kicks this guy in the jaw. Tama kicks this guy in the jaw. What if like for the lion, this is like hitting the lion in its like left rib cage?
Okay. Oh, all right. So you're saying
we don't know how like the anatomy of the lion fits into Holdem.
Oh, okay. Hold on. I like it. So, but like, this is like really terrible Siamese twins. Like, it's not just like Siamese twins. It's like partial chimeric twins where they ate the other twin and like it's inside.
Yeah.
But then they were born.
We don't know where it's at.
Yeah. Wait, hold on. Maybe his balls are up there and his legs are Holdem's arms.
Exactly. Or like imagine you kick Holdem in his knee and then the lion's right eye starts bleeding. It's like,
Wait, you know how we could
be crazy.
This?
How?
I'm pretty sure Holdem got hit in the face in Wano, and I don't think the lion got hurt. Right?
No, I think he did. Dude, this guy literally takes double damage. He's like the Blackbeard of Wano.
The Blackbeard of Wano is crazy. The double damage, except like he gets not like he just takes the double damage. There's no like offsetting. There's no like I have black hole.
Well,
powers.
The lion, he has a lion. The lion can breathe fire.
Does the lion shoot? Oh yeah.
It shoots fire.
What's up with that?
The fact that you don't know anything about Holdem is so sad.
Bro, why would I?
How the One Piece theorists have fallen.
Yeah, no, good riddance. This is the part of Wano that people wanted removed, right? Act 1, but like this is Act 1 of Act 1. This is like no, this is Act 2 of Act 1, where it's like we just got past like the Zoro stuff, and then we're just like, what is this garbage?
Here we go. Holdem's number one technique is called the Shishi no Hi, which means lion's fire. Kamijiro possesses the ability to breathe a large stream of fire. Like, look at that, dude. This guy's crazy.
Now, hold on. I never realized how associated Holdem was with the with Nika, with Joy Boy. He has this lion motif, the Thousand Sunny, just like that. Fire, exactly. Shishi no Hi. Anyone notice Shishi is Luffy's laugh now? Also death, also lion. Yes. All he also fire. Okay, hold on. Or rather, Holdem, because what if the man marked by flames, who's holding M poneglyphs, is right here?
No, I don't think so. I don't think this is the guy man marked by flames.
It's gonna be
funny enough. People did say Holdem in the very beginning.
No way. Mm-hmm. No.
You know why, right?
No, I don't. I barely know the character. What do you mean? You know why?
It's because it was a joke a long time ago where People were saying that Holdem was going around creating man marked by flames because he burned Kinemon's wife.
Oh.
Yeah, so Holdem was always in the
he's
conversation for man marked by flames, but as a joke.
I meant no. Who's jokes are perspective. It's the eye of the beholder, right? Something like that. Some jokes are funny to some aren't. So like, mate, this is a real one, Sai, I think. Who are you to say that it's a joke or not?
I say it's a joke.
I didn't know you were Dave Chappelle.
It's in the eye of the beholder part, so I say it's a joke.
Oh, okay. Imagine it's like Holdem's brother, his twin brother, actually, from marriage.
He was born here in Wano. Like, I feel like if he had a brother, he'd be here. Man, Holdem is such an interesting character. What do you think's gonna happen to him now? Now that he got beat by Tama, do you think Tama's gonna feed him like a kibidongo and just like subjugate him?
Yeah, she should, right? He wanted the kibidongo. Wait, didn't he plucked her kibidongo? And what if he was gonna eat it? Like, imagine the storyline taking like just a different turn, and he ended up eating it, and then Tama just wins that way.
I mean, that would have been easy.
Yeah, dang. I guess Holdem's. Wait, he knew that she had a power to control animals.
Yeah.
And oh yeah, and he was like, this is really valuable. I can't wait to show Kaido this. Something like that, right? Like he was like, he wanted to procure this for either preventing disaster. He was on it. Dude almost prevented Onigashima's entire revolution.
Yeah, Holdem was he's a great agent.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, if we subjugate him and he joins our cause, who knows, man? This guy could be capable of a lot. This guy could be standing right next to Momonosuke in the final war.
No, yeah, I was gonna say he might just be Yamato Scabbards.
So we literally could see Ashura Doji standing right beside Yamato and Momonosuke in the final war. Like, this could be their Ashura Doji, their replacement. 2.0.
Yep. This is the guy. I think we found him, and it like he has to be there because his lion motif. You know what I mean? And Oda gave him these cracked tattoos. Now that I'm looking at it, like who else on Wano had tattoos like that?
I think a lot of people, right?
Wait, really?
Yeah, I think a lot of the Tobi Roppo had tattoos actually.
All right, let's pull up the Tobi Roppo.
Black Maria had the man killer tattoo on her back. Sasuke never wore a shirt, so he had like a not chest tattoo, but like it like wraps around his body.
That one. Oh, not yeah.
Who's Who also had tattoos.
Who's was interesting because that one looked like had the eyeball thing.
And then King also had a tattoo as well. Queen had tattoos. I think a lot of these, dude, a lot of the Beast Pirates have tattoos. Dude, who's their tatter? Do you think they have like a designated tattoo artist in the crew?
You know what?
Kaido scouted somebody.
Now that I think about it, Oda has never showed us in any supplementary material about who's tattoo. Like,
who's the tattoo guy?
Yeah, Akainu, Hyogoro. Like, who's doing these tattoos? There's some legendary tattoo artist roaming the. It's
Luffy,
Oda.
Ace. Like, dude, who's giving these boys the tattoos, man?
Well, Luffy's was just like
it was drawn on, right? Yeah.
But
still, like
Aces was real. Aces
was real, yeah.
Yeah.
He had that to the day he died.
Yeah. There had to be someone. Oda.
Maybe like another like a hidden Yonko.
Yeah. There's gonna be a tattoo. Oh, what if Imu's a tattoo artist?
Oh, who has the ink fruit? Nobody yet.
Nobody, yeah.
Yeah.
And Imu could be that. You remember when the Imu had the arrow point?
Yeah.
Maybe it's a tattoo. Maybe it's a
needle. It's a tattoo gun.
Yeah,
That's funny.
And Imu etched like a rune into Sabo and Cobra.
Nah. No, you lost me. You had me in the first half, though,
Wait,
I'll admit.
What do you mean?
He etched runes into Sabo and Cobra. I don't know, man.
Yeah, he uses ink fruit, dude.
Come on. The ink fruit's been really popular, but yeah. I don't know about like etching carvings into Sabo and Cobra though.
Emu's a tat. What if Emu's all tatted up? That'd be kind of sick.
That'd be pretty cool, yeah.
Yeah, so I think
I feel like there's something with like old ass people with tattoos. Like Calgar, for example. He had a bunch of tattoos.
yeah, but they had like it was like a countrywide thing, right? Like
Calgara? Yeah.
Yeah.
Did Nolan have tattoos?
Nah, he was
clean?
bare.
Yeah, he
bare
was.
body.
Damn.
Trying to think of like another. Roger didn't have any.
Do you think Louis Arnaud's gonna have tattoos? He was an explorer.
Probably not.
Probably not.
It seems like so. Oda makes the like evil. Like Oda uses tattoos to make someone look edgy. That's what he did. That's what it is. Imagine the Tobiropo without the tattoos. Now that you think about it, they just like lose aura. Yeah, Loki. Like imagine Loki without the tattoos. He would lose aura, right?
Loki without the tattoo?
Yeah, I feel like he would still look cool, but there's like an air like Kaido without his tattoos. He's just a big like tan guy. You know, just like skin.
Yeah, you're right. Kaido without the tattoos would look pretty bad, huh?
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that. Not like bad, but like he'd be missing something.
Yeah. Like it like if someone were to edit a picture of Kaido without the arm sleeve and shit like that, it would just feel like Oda, you need to add something. You know what I mean? Like
yeah, you're missing it.
Yeah. It's either tattoos or scars. So he either gives them scars or tattoos, and I guess the scars he gives to like Whitebeard had them on the front, and then Zoro, a few other people, they have them. So he doesn't give them tats. Oda puts tats on the evil people. Do you think do you think Stabs is gonna have tattoos?
I don't think so.
Yeah, Celestial Dragons are probably all clean, right?
Celestial Dragons, they're like a different beast.
Yeah, and none of the Gorosei had it, right? Have you seen them shirtless? Wait, no, actually, in their yokai form, that shit's crazy tats. I could see people like getting those tats, like when they're in their yokai form. Those are kind of like the black
tattoos of their yokai forms.
Not of their yokai forms, like the patterns.
Oh, like the awakening pattern.
Yeah. Those are like now that I think about it, like that's kind of he gave them tats, kind of in their yokai form.
I mean, that's like saying Luffy has tats in Gear 4th.
I mean, yeah, he did.
I mean, you could say that.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason why that one's like more edgy, right? That one was supposed to be more edgy, and is like probably down the wrong path. Dang, Nightmare Luffy. If that one had tats, it'd be like locked in. It'd be locked in for sure.
Maybe.
Damn.
Maybe.
We're gonna see like. Now I'm just thinking of all those fan fiction Gears 5 arts. Remember those? Like when it was like all full body hockey.
Yeah.
Like super yoked, super angry. Dang. All the angry people are gonna have tats at the end with Oda.
I think
trend.
I think there's a chance we might still get like a Gear 6 and just go to the angry Luffy. I still think there's a chance for that one.
What do you think it's going to be called?
Just Gear 6.
Gear 6. I guess Gear 5 doesn't really like have a name anymore.
Yeah.
Dang, I miss Bounce Man though. I miss like the like Gear 4 Bounce Man, Snake Man. It's kind of we're not going to really get it like that anymore, you know?
Yeah, maybe that's for the best though.
Yeah. Well, he did actually. No, hold on. He did kind of do that against Kizaru.
Yeah, he used it, but like, what I'm talking about is like the full transformation, right?
Yeah.
Like the bouncing up and down, the steam and everything. Like you zoom in on the beat, and he lets his sandals go.
Yeah. It's an end of an era.
Yeah, thank God for that.
Era of Nika.
I think it's because like I've seen the anime too many times, and I just remember like they reused the same transformation scene over and over.
Oh, but that's the classic. That's you know what I mean? Like that's the part where you get to look away from the screen.
Yeah,
And, like,
it's the part where you zone out. Yeah. I missed that so much. Oh man.
yeah, where you
One
get
Piece
to look
anime,
down
bring
at your
back the
popcorn.
filler, please.
Yeah,
Please,
and,
here
like
in Egghead Island, do it.
when they did like the Vince Smokes transformations, the first time it was like cool, and then the next time it was like still 5 minutes long still, and it's like
I hated it.
wait.
I
No.
hated every second of it. Like you said, the
Uh,
first time it's amazing, but the second, third, fourth, fifth, it's like okay, I've had enough.
yeah. Yeah, it says a lot when it's like you don't even care about Reiju's transformation. You're just like, no, please end it. End me. Just
And all of it.
continue. Yeah. Yeah.
So I like how people are using this cover page story to power scale Tama now. Like now that she's able to
Top
break
30.
out of Holdem,
Yeah. It
Like-
is incredible.
it is pretty strong, dude. Like that's crazy.
And she's using Rio.
Well, it's not confirmed.
I like how that's what you say. I like instead of like, no, Par, you're a fucking idiot. Like you're just like, fuck, there's aura around her. She isn't touching him. Holdem is selling her aura right now.
Oh no. I mean, I just say it's not confirmed to be nice. I could go the
Yeah,
opposite
yeah.
route though. I could just say no, Par, you're an idiot. But
No, you didn't even do that on stream. That was where you usually pull it out. But you
Nah.
saw it. You see the aura. She's not. Show me the pixels where he's touching. They're not touching. It's crazy.
I mean, this could just be like she kicks him, and then this is her bouncing off of him too, right?
No, because then her bouncing off, she would have like a backwards momentum air around it, right? But you see the clash hit. You know what I mean? The air, like the lines and the bouncing of the aura. It's the same thing we saw with Zoro too.
So, do you want to lock it in and say that Tama has Ryuo?
Yo, if
Would you lock it in? Right
who's
here.
actually I have a question. I actually do have a question.
What's up?
Who's been doing more training, Momo or Tama?
I'd say Momo.
Really?
Yeah.
Momo, we've seen him just doing paperwork though. He's Naruto in Boruto.
I mean, I'm assuming Momo because he was training before the raid.
Yeah, but
So I'm gonna give that to him.
but we know what happens afterwards. Once you get that paperwork, we see Boruto's dad. Come on. Once you become the leader of a Japanese-esque country, you just get swamped in paperwork and anime.
I'm assuming that's like the funnest part though, just training. So I'm gonna go with Momo.
Yeah. Momo should have Rio, right? It'd be kind of sad if he didn't.
I feel like he'll have it eventually. I don't know if he has it right now.
Like when he comes back, like when he comes to the end of the story and fight, he's gonna have Rio, right? He's gonna show up in with a Boro breath, and then he's gonna like have a sick paradise cut like Odin, and he's gonna be like, "I'm here, Luffy."
I mean, considering the fact that everybody who's training him has Ryuo, I'd be shocked if he didn't eventually get it.
Yeah. Whereas Tama has like Shinobu, who just doesn't have anything, right?
Yeah. All they have is like what? All they're doing is like missing backwards lines to show the momentum fleeting.
Oh, I was like, wait, Shinobu's missing backward lines. What?
Yeah, Shinobu's not even here, dude. I don't even know where she's at.
Well,
Maybe she's in the background, like clapping her hands, like, "Oh yes, that's my protege." There she goes.
Sai, how could you miss this? This is clearly just like Tama's debuting or showing a Shanks level technique where splash damage is being shown off. Shinobu's canceling hockey. She's canceling our hockey in being able to sense her.
Okay, so on to the first page of the chapter, we see that Bonnie and Chopper are sitting atop a giant book. They're like, "Wow, these letters are huge. It's hard to make out." And then Saul talks about Biblo, the library master. He's been here for hundreds of years, and he gigantifies any book that enters his territory. Crazy ability, very specific, huh?
Very, very specific. And I realized when we left off, I was assuming we'd get the officials to like do it, but we don't. So we're still, it's either Biblo or Bibelot or Biblo, something like that.
Yeah,
Biblio.
we got the gist of it though, right?
Yeah.
Like you break it down, it's library, it's books, like it's this guy.
reading.
Yeah.
He has glasses, or she. Oh, sorry. Oh no, they say he here.
Yeah.
Did it? No, wait. It didn't say that before. Because remember I made the joke. Wait, did it always? Because
Yeah.
that's funny that I said we didn't have the pronoun, but it was right there. But anyways, yeah. I have a question though.
What's up?
The letters are huge. It's hard to make out. Does that make sense to you? I feel like that doesn't make sense to me. I feel like if the words are bit like it's like that, I would be able to read that. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Okay.
Maybe like it's hard to like put a sentence together because like you have to like really zoom out or like think about all or like hold all the words together to like read the sentence.
So just don't sit on the goddamn book. But also, maybe it's just because there's an 8-year-old and a reindeer. Maybe that's why it's hard to read because they're just illiterate. Like,
oh, that could be it. Yeah.
Yeah. I just like when
who taught Bonnie how to read or write?
Exactly. Right.
Well, Kuma
like,
did.
I mean, the old
people.
No, Kuma didn't actually. Right. It was the old people.
Yeah, it could be the the old people of the village. But do the old people know how to read or write though? They're the poor people of Sorbet Kingdom. I don't know.
Exactly. Not just the poor people, the dying people. Like, what good does reading do for them?
Well, Bonnie also lived in a church, so maybe she could like, feel the letters. She's like, yes, I sense what they're trying to tell me.
Oh, I didn't know that they're sitting on holy text. That's crazy. God's words.
God's words. She's like, yes, I don't have to read the book. I sense it.
Yeah. I just, when I first saw it, I was like, it's hard to make out. I was like, I'm pretty sure this makes it easier you just don't sit on the goddamn book and you're good. But leave it to an 8-year-old and or 12-year-old, whatever, and a reindeer to mess that up. Literally, that's the accessibility thing. All of our phones, all of our devices, they make the text bigger. Like, and then they're like, I can't read now. Like, I was like, okay, cool.
Happens, dude.
Yeah, I guess so. Imagine how disappointed the owl was. He's like, these motherfuckers, I made the books big and they still can't read. It's supposed to be easier.
I wonder if he's looking down and he's like, man, maybe there's some books I shouldn't gigantify.
Yeah.
He's like, maybe I'm doing the wrong thing here.
Do you think it's like a passive ability or an active ability? Like every
it looks
single
passive,
time.
right?
That's what I thought. Like I feel like,
it
but then
feels
like
passive.
What kind of cursed? Like what kind of crazy? Like he sets a domain expansion. That's how this devil fruit works, right? Or power. Sorry, we don't necessarily know. It's theorized. I guess.
He could be like from the Void Century, like Zunisha, where they're like, "Hey, Biblo, Biblot, whatever book enters here, you must gigantify it." It's like, huh? Okay.
Do you think Biblo? All right, let's choose a pronunciation. We can't just keep doing this. Which one do you want to stick with?
Biblot.
Biblot. Okay.
No, let's do Biblo.
Biblo. Okay. It's either Biblot or Biblo. We're not doing Biblot. What the heck's Biblot?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just going with what they put in front of me, man.
All right, Biblo. Okay, Biblo. Do you think Biblo and Zunisha are friends?
Yes.
Interesting. Do you think Zunisha can read?
Maybe the reason why Biblo can gigantify books is for Zunisha.
Oh.
Now that'd be kind of silly.
It. Yeah.
I mean, even with how big these books are, Zunisha still probably couldn't read it. Zunisha's too big.
Maybe Zunisha needs glasses too.
Maybe
there's a devil fruit that gives everyone glasses.
Funny enough, Biblo and Zunisha have the same eyes, just really sunken in, really tired looking.
Yeah, just giving up on humanity kind of look.
Yeah, just dude, the please kill me look. Put me out of my misery.
Whew. How it is to be
over here looking like Jimmy Carter, bro.
That's a good reference because Jimmy Carter's library is actually cracked. It's so cool. I've been there.
Really?
Yeah.
His personal library, or like his public library?
Like I think it's his private one that he has a private one with the public one, but like he doesn't. Yeah, he donated or whatever. Nice. It's like on a mountaintop or whatever. It's really cool.
Maybe that's who this is based off of. Good old Jimmy Carter, JC.
Yeah, good old Jimmy Carter.
So
that's a crazy reference.
Yeah, that's a crazy one. Rest in peace, Jimmy Carter. Yeah. Let's see here. So we got like a little bit of a translational thing here, depending on where you go. Vegapunk says a couple of different things. So in TCB, Vegapunk says he must have eaten the rear fruit and became a nurturing owl, also known as the Iku Iku no Mi. That is the rough, like raw translation. The next line that Vegapunk says, this is an interesting one because I've read multiple different translations for this one. So in TCB, they say to think even inorganic things can grow with his power. Yeah. But in the other translations I read, they say anything inorganic can grow with his power. So we have two opposing lines here. One of them is suggesting that anything, living or not, can grow. Yeah. And then TCB say, and then the other one's saying that only non-living things can grow.
Yeah, I mean, this power is already super contrived, so I'm just gonna wait. Like, it's one of those things. Like, remember last chapter, both of us were like, based off the translations that we had, we were like, oh, it's the library itself. There's probably something, blah, blah. Yeah. And then next chapter comes in. No, it's actually the owl. The translations, like, not that they were wrong. It's just like wasn't. It misguided us a little bit in how we interpreted it. Yeah. And here we are again with like this devil fruit, where even this, like Lilith saying he must have eaten this thing, right? Like it's an assumption, confirmed. Right? And like so, whatever Lilith is saying here, like I'm just at this point with it, I'm just gonna be like, I'm gonna wait for the owl to show me. The owl's surely got it handled. When it matters, the owl's gonna become important. Like this owl's power almost feels like one of those things that if you know what, I'm gonna be really disrespectful to this owl. This owl is feeling like it has recycled curve potential, where like it could show up at the very end of the arc, and then this like gigantification power could be like awakened, and then it could just do other, like it could be that the sword was gigantified by this thing, and so the owl's just like, I don't know, does some other crazy shit too, like Usopp has a hammer, Usopp's like my 10 million ton hammer, and the owl's like whoo, and then makes it 10 million tons, and then Usopp's like, oh damn. You know what I mean? Like, that's crazy. And it could be something like that. I don't know. But
or this owl could do absolutely nothing, like the recycle cur.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It has the recycle cur potential right now.
Yeah, it's like a Hail Mary, right? It's just all or nothing.
Yeah, yeah. I'm like I mean, we both had the instinct where it's like, surely the books getting bigger inside this library isn't a devil fruit from the owl. That's really specific. Like, that was our instinct. And then the next chapter was just like, that seems a little, it's really specific. Like,
I think the main reason why we didn't like automatically hop on the owl too is because of the way TCB worded it, where they said this is a mystery, right? The mysterious library. Yeah. But and then you go to the Viz and they say it's a wonders library, which is very different. I think that's the first time I've ever seen the Viz accurately portray a situation over TCB, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like these translations are. I mean,
TCB's kind of falling off a little bit, huh? Not falling off, but like you know, just like a couple of things have a better bring it into question.
You would have a better pulse on that, because I'm not Japanese. I mean, you're not either, but you deal with a lot of other translations.
Yeah.
So like, versus I just see the TCB and then I see the Viz and then I hear what people say. But the Iku thing, I feel like that one, like people were saying nurture, like nurturing, and so that's why the nurturing owl part made sense. Which it's just like there's just so many. It's just. It feels weird why it's not just straightforward with the owl, and even the translations are super difficult when it feels like Oda, like this power feels way more specific than even Kinemon's. You know what I mean? It's like very only this case use or use case, and it's just like, all right, sure, I guess we're moving. It's literally just the recycle cur, like a dog that eats garbage and then does nothing for the rest of the
we don't know that yet, though. It could be that this owl's gonna be massive, bro. Like,
Yeah,
he's been here for
maybe.
hundreds of years. We're talking about void sentry potential. This could be Emu.
Do you think this owl is the greatest fighter on Elbaf since it survived all those years? It's the only inhabitant, right? It's
Current
apparently.
day? No.
You don't think so?
Brother, if you've been here for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years, you can't fight anymore, dude. This owl looks like he wants to fucking die. You see this guy? Like 10 bags under his eyes. He got glasses.
Do you think?
Oh,
But
man,
do you
he's
think
done.
it has any powers other than like this, whatever this devil fruit, whatever this, whatever? Do you think it can go whoo and like it has voice of all things? Like, yeah, think it like something like that?
Does this owl have other powers? Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Well, like okay, like powers not as in combatant, like voice of all things.
Oh,
Can it do that?
The voice of all things. Yeah, sure, give it to him.
Observation hockey.
I mean, if you're hundreds of years old and you don't have observation hockey, that's just a skill diff thing. So I would hope he has it.
Yeah, that's what that's what I'm saying. I'm saying like I feel again. I don't want to bring up the recycle cur again, but I feel like this owl could have hockey.
Yeah, but like, does it make a difference though?
I don't know. Maybe what if the owl's the only one who sends stabs?
Well, he's doing a bad job at telling us. I mean, Stabs is already here. The owl isn't doing. He's not doing anything.
I just imagine like the owl was like flying around and just got zapped. It just got zapped by the lightning. It's just fried chicken now.
Hey, he's just hanging out, dude.
That'd be actually. I feel like that'd be a good timeline. We just like imagine we saw the lightning crash down, and then one of the indicators that it was like lightning or whatever is we just see like a fried bird on the side and it's Biblo. That'd be crazy. Funny. That'd be so good.
If you own this library, and there was no guarantee that the owl would stay here, would you chain the owl down? Like as a giant, this is your only way to read books. Who's here first?
Yeah, the owl or me.
Let's say you.
Oh, I'm keeping the owl here.
Yeah, you're chaining him up.
Yeah. If the owl's there first, nah, it's good. It's their property.
Okay, but if you built the library and then you had no way of filling it with books, and then the owl came up, you like lock him up.
Yeah. You're now an employee.
I like that.
Yeah.
So we come to find out that Chopper and Robin are gonna stay back in the library. Robin wants to read a lot of historical books, maybe some from Ohara, we don't really know yet. And then Chopper wants to read medicinal books. And I'm hoping that something comes out of this. You know, when it comes to One Piece, sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. But I do want Chopper to, like, I don't know, get some good medicine, right? Like, some nice Elbaf stuff.
I don't know what that means, though. You know what I mean? Like, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but Oda's never depicted the Giants as, like, any kind of okay. The only thing maybe is hallucinogens. Like, is Chopper gonna come out like, yo guys, I got fucking shrooms now?
He's gonna be like Caesar Clown, yeah, just like, hey guys, check this out. Check out the purple fairy.
Shrooms would make sense because of like his intro story and stuff like that. Like,
yeah,
he's just like, wait, Dr. Hero didn't die. It was all a hallucination. That was actually Green Fairy. Like, no, but like in reality, right? Like, there's not been a single time where like the Giants have been like, this is a special elixir only found on Elbaf. You know what I mean? There's no
well,
like.
We don't know that yet.
Yeah, but like, what I mean is like, Chopper reading these books, right?
Yeah.
There's not like a pull for him to do that. You know what I mean? Like, what giant is he treating on his crew? He barely treated the humans on Wano. You know what I mean?
What if he could, like, take giant medicine and apply it to humans, though? We all bleed the same blood, Par. Why'd you laugh? Why'd you laugh at that?
No, because you laughed when you said that. That's why.
I did
you
it,
couldn't
dude.
even say with a straight face. Like I'm just like let you say your thing, and you couldn't even say with a straight face.
We all bleed the same blood, Par. We're all people at the end of the day.
What
He could take giant medicine and use it on people. And then plus, like, you know, like when it comes to Elbaf, like, what if these guys have fatal fuel, bro?
No. What if Chopper comes out of
fuel.
this medicinal research here, and he's like, giants are subspecies.
Yeah, what if Chopper reads like the medicinal books and it's like crafting materials out of Minecraft, like stick plus stick equals medicine?
Nah, he comes out and they're like, oh my god, they have 31 chromosomes.
Yeah, Chopper, he comes out, he's like, guys, I heard when you have a deathly wound, just find some grass and rub it on your skin.
Yeah,
This is what the giants do. These cavemen.
That's not... Like, when the guy was dying from Big Mom, not a single person was like, let me get, like, medicine. You know what I mean? I don't know. Like, there's never been a moment where, like...
Yeah, like elixir of life.
Yeah, like not even a mention.
Much, yeah.
You don't even...
like wait till later. What if we find out the reason why Jarl a long time ago died to Big Mom is because their master doctor wasn't around, and he took all the potions of Elbaf with them.
That's great, but you know what? You brought up a great point too, where like in multiple arcs we had like the fatal fuel, and then like the Tamate Bako box and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And they were like national treasures, and like Chopper never like hey, do you have books about this? Like you guys might not be able to get it, but I might be able to. You know what I mean? Like they probably had books on, like, you know what I mean, on those things. It's just like they didn't have a doctor that could like figure it, a scientist doctor like Vegapunk, you know what I mean?
The fatal fuel from Alabasta, that still makes me laugh to this day. Just thinking about those guys who took the fatal fuel and became like animals for like a brief second.
I think what's worse is that like they knew like, because that's what I'm saying, there had to be like text on it because they knew it's called fatal fuel, right? Like, so it's fatal, so like they saved it for the express purpose of using it, knowing full well the side effects of it, which means that they read about it or something, you know what I mean? Like, but and then they also stored it.
It could have just been passed down, word of mouth,
and that's fair. But then once I feel like once someone tells you like, hey, this will kill you in a minute, and it like barely gives you it sort of gives you strength. Like,
it made him like 5 times stronger.
Sure.
No, imagine Luffy versus like Blackbeard, right? Luffy just needs one more push to win. Would you want Luffy to take the fatal fuel?
Hell yeah. Let's do it.
Just hell yeah.
Dude, Luffy would cure, like his saliva would be the antibody fix for it. That's how this works, right? By the sheer power of will, he's like Law with the woman disease, right? Like with the sheer willpower, he just created antibodies. That's what Haki can do.
I don't know, man.
You know?
I don't think anybody can survive the fatal fuel. If Alabasta's strongest 4 warriors couldn't survive it, I don't know who could.
On stop side, they weren't the strongest 4. They were the second tier. They were the Toby Ropo. Yeah, because we had Pell and
Pell and Chaka.
Yeah, Pell and Chaka's like, I ain't fucking touching that shit. I don't know why these hooligans even had this nonsense in their pocket. I'm pretty sure Chaka literally said that. He's like, what are you guys doing? Like, didn't Chaka say something like that?
Yeah, he did. Like, he was like, guys, what are you doing? The fatal fuel, no!
Yeah, are you guys stupid? And
they took the fatal fuel, and then Crocodile just didn't fight them, and then they just died.
That was I think that was like one of my favorite fight things, where Crocodile's just like, okay, bye. Like, you guys don't have Haki.
Yeah. It's like if you're fighting Might Guy using all 8 inner gates, it's like, well, just don't fight him, just survive until he dies. Like, that's it.
Yeah, unless you're Madara.
Yeah, just what a good challenge. But like, in all reality, like, Madara could have just left and just hanged out until Guy just passed away.
If he was in his real body, he probably would have just been like, you failed to forget I'm fast as fuck, boy, and you just teleport somewhere else. Whereas he had like the hacks of reincarnation and whatever, and like he's just like, yeah, I have infinite lives and infinite chakra. I could deal with my guy once or twice. Let's do it. Oh
Good
god,
old Mike guy.
yeah. I'm trying to find the fatal fuel thing only because I might be misremembering this. But wasn't it when they drank the medicine, they got tattoos?
We always bring this up. This is the second or third time we brought this up, and you've had to look this up. And
yes,
the
I
answer
know.
every single time is no.
They had it before.
So what you're remembering is arm hair.
No way.
What you're remembering, Par, is arm hair.
No. Absolutely
So
not. We're doing this
while
again.
you're doing that, I will move
Oh
on with the
yeah,
chapter.
you're right.
It's literally arm hair, Par. We've had this conversation 2 to 3 times already.
It doesn't look like in the anime. This is why the problem. It's because I was anime only. My core memory of it. It doesn't look like arm hair. It looks like bruises. It looks like they get full body bruising.
Yeah, like they get stretch marks on their arms because it gets bigger.
Yeah. Oh no. See, even okay. Hold on. The wiki is on my side. It says the drinkers can easily be recognized by seeing strange markings on their arms.
Like stretch marks.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So not arm hair. I just wanted to say that.
It looks like arm hair though, but it's not tattoos.
Do you think? Okay. Actually, tie back to Elbaf. Elbaf is going to have a version of this, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and this is what Chop
Elbaf will have a version of some sort of like national treasure, national steroid, just like Fishman Island and just like Alabasta.
Wait,
I totally believe it.
No. Hold on. We're really dumb. Or not we. Sorry, you're really smart. I'm really dumb. Chopper's just gonna perfect his monster point. He's gonna realize, hey, wait, it's not monster point. It's just giant point. And he's been working on that the entire time skip where Caesar's is like, hey, you idiot, here's 20 minutes of it. Now he's on Elbaf. He's going to be like, wait a second. Now that I know giant anatomy, monster point isn't monster point. It's just giant point. That's what he's just going to be like, duh. And then he's going to learn it from the book. That's what this is. And we already know this because on Wano, he did the whole like thing with Beppo. So he's on the path. Yeah, he's just going to perfect the giant point.
I wouldn't mind that.
That's what it is. Yeah,
I hope it gets a new look though.
No, come on. We've taken so many L's we can't just. It's not 2 L's make a W side. We can't just.
I hope his monster point looks different. If he like upgrades it.
It's not going to. It's the only
Why are
thing.
you so opposed to it?
Okay, you know what? Actually, hold on. I got an idea. Chopper is going to make it look better. Do you know how?
By basing it off of Saul.
Okay, elaborate, Sai. How is this gonna make it look better?
You don't think Saul's a good looker?
I'll be sure to ask you this again. I love that straight face that you got going on there. Yeah, the nose flares trying to hold back the bust out laugh.
I'm a sick man. I am dying. Today's the only day where I felt kind of okay to talk for a little bit. I finally got my voice back. I finally stopped coughing every 2 minutes. I'm still super congested. My God. And this is how you treat me? You over here saying that Saul ain't a good looker?
Anyways, Chopper, all he has to do, he's going to rearrange the hair to make it look like a Viking. He's going to get like the beard and he's going to get like, remember Usopp, like that's all he needed. He just needed like the beard and the mustache. Yeah, but that's it. So
how are we going to change Chopper's weird effed up shape? Guy looks like a golem in Monster Point, dude.
Wait, what do you mean golem?
He's built like a golem, yeah. He's got like weirdly like square, broad shoulders. He's got like a weird rectangular head and like long nose. Like Chopper's Monster Point, it's not something to be proud of.
I mean, Chopper's Monster Point's a little bit better than his Human Point.
I like his Human Point more.
Really? Isn't it the same build? You just described the exact same thing, just smaller.
No, dude, just put a picture of Chopper's human point and his monster point side by side. This is so different. One has definition, the other one doesn't.
Yeah, that's the thing, and that's what I'm saying. I think Oda will just give him definition by making because hold on, the most recent monster point, it's like he has like a skirt with his hair, right? Like his hair.
Oh, he's always had that.
Yeah, so I think all Oda has to do is just like shape it. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I don't think you could shape that though.
Well, we know he can mess with his hair.
Maybe. Oh, how about this? I'll one up you. Maybe forget monster point. Instead, he learns about like a giant furry creature in Elbaf medicinal books, and then he just shapes himself into that, like a brand new thing.
No, it's no Sai. You
What do you mean no?
You missed the plot. His fruit is the human fruit. And so he's not gonna turn into a giant furry creature. He's just gonna realize he has the giants are humans. Like you were saying, we bleed the same blood. That's what he's gonna realize, Sai. And he's gonna realize it's not a monster. It's just giants. That's what he's. There's no giant furry creature that a human fruit is going to help him turn into. What
defines humanity, anyways, Par? Life, brother. Life. Chopper can literally shape himself into any living being, bro. You look at his dumb like furball self. You think that looks like a human to you? No, that's life, brother. He is the embodiment of creation.
Wow, I've never heard you gas up Chopper this much. That's crazy.
See, here's the thing. People don't understand it, right? When I say this, they always get so surprised. But I don't like Chopper. I don't like Brooke. I don't like Frankie. I don't like a lot of Straw Hats. I don't like a lot of characters, man. I'm a very not hateful person. That's the wrong way to put it. But I'm very picky with who I like and dislike. But that doesn't change the fact that I always want the best for these characters. Chopper, even though I don't like this guy, I want the absolute best. I want him to glow up, look amazing. And because of that, I think he needs a new transformation. Whether it's a giant form, whether it's a brand new monster form. I want this little guy to shine.
What if, hold on. What if Oda goes like Digimon? I know you don't like Digimon, but like more like skull, like Roto with the skull thing. Like he goes to he does some kind of transformation like that.
That'd be cool, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Kind of nuts. I
mean, that's just what I said with monsters, right?
He's gonna do Viking Point, yeah. I can see it.
Or just turn him into a human.
Sure. Yep. Just
imagine human Chopper.
Yeah, imagine human Chopper.
That'd be crazy, right?
Yeah, it would be crazy. Yeah, when I think about it, like Chopper might be the worst user of his fruit. Not worst user of his fruit, sorry. Worst user of a fruit, because he has a fruit that turns him into a human, and we've seen Lucci turn into a jaguar, we've seen other people turn into actual animal, and Chopper just is incapable of turning into a regular human.
Yeah, that's why I feel like that's gonna be his final form. It's like Bleach. I brought it up before, but in Bleach, you had that one guy who's like a wolf. Dude. He just turns into his human form. He goes crazy. He's
just gonna turn into a naked dude.
Could be.
Yeah. He's just gonna turn to I wonder what Chop. No, actually, never mind. I don't.
Imagine he ends up looking like Douglas Bullet.
Hey, he could. He could look like Whitebeard. He could look like a Buccaneer. He might have Buccaneer point.
I don't know if I like those guys.
Okay, he might have a Lunarian point.
There we go. That's better.
Oh.
Yeah, Lunarian point's kind of cool. I like the wings bad.
Yeah. The wings.
So
he might grow wings.
After Robin and Chopper have that little convo, we see the owl, and he's in the background just kind of staring ominously. I don't know. This owl doesn't look too trustworthy, I'm not gonna lie.
It looks like Angie.
Yeah. We don't even see Angie in this chapter, which we could go off on for a whole 5 hours, but my God, Angie's nowhere in this chapter. Where is she? What's she doing? Is she plotting our demise? Come find out here in a bit. But we go over to Luffy on the swing, and they're swinging. We got kids crying. Luffy's yelling, Yahoo! And that is when Nami beats the hell out of Luffy and Usopp, saying, "Hey, you're scaring the kids, guys. What the hell?" It's wholesome.
Well, I just kind of realized something. Like, there's
What's
one
up?
thing to be like the pacifistic or like not violent or whatever, not like, but like this is how you do swings. Like, there's nothing out of the ordinary, right? They're just like kids. I've seen kids like go loop de loop on swings, like young ass kids. Like, these kids are not just like not violent; they're just afraid of life.
They really
I'm
are.
a cautious. Yeah, I'm a cautious person too, and I still go that high on the swings.
I would never go that high on a swing.
I would not let someone else do it, to be fair, but they're also giant. Like, when you think about it too, like, they're giants. Like this height, is it really that high for them?
It looks
Not
kind of
really.
high, bro. Like look at the giants on the ground. Like they're like
But that's
little
because
dots.
But that's because we're small people. We don't know how it feels to be big.
What the hell does that mean?
When I see swings now, especially these ones, like, it just reminds me of Naruto.
Oh, like the swing set from Naruto.
Yeah, and I think that Loki is gonna be the Naruto, right?
Just like the
We're gonna
sad
see
guy.
Yeah, we're just gonna see Loki just like give his flashback, and he's just like on the swing like Naruto.
Yeah, he's like, there goes my brother Hardin and all of his boys. Up just over here on
Yeah,
the swing
yeah.
set.
Yeah,
I mean,
and
that's
then
what
he
it
has
looks
a
like,
hired
right?
in. He has a hired in retrieval arc, and like, or no, hired in has a Loki retrieval arc. Oh my god! Wait, this is crazy.
I mean, I do agree with like Loki being the outcast because when you think about like the relationship so far, a lot of people we meet, they're like, oh, like Hardin's childhood friend or Hardin's friend, you know what I mean? And then for
Yeah.
Loki, we haven't got that once. Not a single giant has been labeled Loki's friend. Instead, Loki just has animals.
Yeah. and
Loki's like, yeah,
followers.
these animals are my only friends since I was a kid.
Also, we haven't gotten much of it, but it is like, I mean, we haven't had time with Hiredin, but like Hiredin hasn't said anything negative about Loki.
I mean, he's probably like a little bit regretful, huh? Like, I mean, you know, your brother could
we
kill
don't
your
know.
dad, but you know, do you hate your brother? Well, maybe. Yeah, I think you would. But you know, like maybe
we
you
don't know
like,
where
maybe
he's
a good
at.
guy.
We don't know where he's at. Maybe he's a Loki. Like, he knows that Loki. Like, the other thing is, if the dad's abusive, then he could be on their side. You know what I mean? Like, we
Oh
don't know.
yeah, like who's that one really bad dad in One Piece? Homing.
Right? Homing. Yes.
Yeah. And then Loki was
Yeah.
just the Doflamingo. He's like, hey, dad, why'd you do this to us, bro?
Incredible. Submit the audition right now, Sai, for the live action. What are you doing, bro?
Yeah, what are you doing, broski? Just shoots him in the head.
Sai for Kid Dofi is so. This is what I
That'd be
mean.
crazy, bro.
Coming in the year 2049.
But you know, it could be like that. Like I would love to see what Hardin has to say about Loki. But I mean, another thing too is that like a lot of these giants, they're bonded as duos, bro. They're literally locked in as a duo bot lane. I mean, we got Dory, Brogy, Oibo, Kashi.
Yeah.
You got what? Jarl.
And Jarl. Yeah.
Yeah, and then now we have like
We know the
Hardin
real
and Loki.
pronunciation. Yeah, I just want to know we know the real pronunciation. We're just memeing on Jarl.
Everybody calls him Ja Rule now, which is kind of funny. I'll go with it.
Yeah.
Dude, nobody's talking about Ja Rule in like 10 years, so that's okay.
Yeah. He's probably just happy to be mentioned.
Yeah, Ja Rule just he's just happy to be mentioned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
Ja Rule's like, wait, I'm trending? Well, why?
On Twitter? Fuck. That's that good shit.
Yeah, he's just on a yacht somewhere.
Pours one out for Joe Rule. Said, sorry, brother, you missed it.
Yeah, sorry, Big Mom killed you.
Not even Big Mom. Little mom.
Yeah, little
Pre-mom.
mom.
Little pre-mom.
So yeah, I mean, like, I think Loki and Hardin could have a really nice and kind relationship, and I kind of want to see their Hakuhaku sovereignty, right? I feel like that should be really powerful. The princes of
Yeah.
Elbaf, my god.
I just feel like there's something like it might not be as contentious as you might assume. You know what I mean? Like everyone's kind of like, oh my god, Loki. Oh my god, like he's a criminal. And like, yeah, I know that we haven't gotten a lot of time with Hiredin, but it is interesting that given like all the other giants, like within like the first conversation with them, they have all brought up like, oh my god, Loki's the cursed child, Loki's dastardly, Loki's this. And like, yeah, we haven't had time with the Hiredin yet, but he hasn't. Oda's not given us that context yet, which obviously makes sense that he's like saving whatever plot twist later on. But it's like what you said at the very beginning of this thing. It's like the more we're getting of this context, the less we're understanding of Loki. I feel like we're getting so many different cards, and none of the cards line up. It's so not none of the cards line up. Sorry, that's the wrong wording. But more so like the cards are like they don't have to line up, and each card is so interesting on its own. Is kind of like a different way to, I guess, look at it. But
Yeah.
it's really crazy where we're at with that.
Going back to the kids though, these kids are lame.
Yeah.
They're over here just crying. They're over here hugging Gerd and shoving their heads in our boobs.
I know. I mean, that's legit. Come on.
That's legit. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
But still,
At least
these
they
kids are
retained
taking
that.
advantage, though. They're taking advantage of the
least-
situation.
They got to while their age allows them to, right? Oda, I was saying this on stream, like Oda's definitely been done dirty by some little snot-nosed brat. He has some kind of thing against these 8-year-olds that are just like rubbing against titties, and he's just like damn it, I wish it were me. Like that's what he like, and he's has gone through this multiple times. I'm assuming either that or he was this kid and he looked up at the adults like, haha, look at me motorboating and shit. Like, I don't know what it is. Oda has like some kind of vendetta with this scenario.
I love that it's Sanji that always notices too.
Yeah.
Sanji says, "This is universal brat behavior now?" Question mark.
Yeah.
You damn
The question
brats.
is Oda the brat, or has Oda been done dirty by all the brats?
That is a big question. Bring it up in an SBS.
Yeah, like scenario, right? We know that Oda's wife he met as a Nami cosplayer. It could be like when Oda was getting to know her and when she really loves kids, and then and she cosplays, so all these kids ran up to her and were like, "Wow, I love your cosplay!" And then Oda was just like, "That's my wife, fuck!" And so then he just
He's just projecting now.
Yeah, it's just locked in. He hates this, and he didn't do this as much earlier in One Piece. He just something about the time skip happened.
It's the minute we hit Wano.
Yeah, he's just no. The moment we hit Momo,
So we see Luffy and Usopp talk a little bit, and Luffy says, "Hey, this is a bit of a letdown, Usopp. These kids kind of suck." Well, he doesn't say that. I added that in, and Usopp says, "Yeah, but it's not like a peaceful Elbaf is a bad thing." So I gotta admit, I'm surprised by how not mature, but like, you know, the fact that Usopp can really think about the bigger picture here. You know, like, hey, like, yeah, you know, every country wants to be peaceful at the end of the day, even Warland, right?
yeah. I mean, I feel like it'd be kind of crazy for Usopp to be like continuing his trend of like, where's like last chapter, like we had that thing of like we had a discussion about how like low key Usopp would want to kill the king too, like because of how much he wanted the warriors of Elbaf and stuff like that. And I feel like it was like the dialogue that Usopp was giving was trending towards like, hey yo, Usopp, let's chill the fuck out. Like, you know what I mean? Like it was, and this is like, you know, like you said, like more of what we'd expect out of a seasoned warrior. And I would assume like this is kind of like what is kind of the understanding, just because it's peaceful. If anything, like it's harder to keep the peace without fighting and be strong, you know what I mean? So it might be that there's like warriors who understand that and like realize like it's difficult to like, you know, maintain peace without war but be strong at the same time. And the people who have figured it out, they might be like insanely strong. We just don't know. But
It's like Vinland Saga.
Yeah. That's a good reference, good example. There's a lot to learn out of peacetime that most people don't have the patience to see, I guess. And yeah, it'll be interesting technically Elbaf is in its farmer's arc, so but yeah, and then the transition was kind of interesting too, with like what comes right afterwards. But
yeah, literally, you have like a sword being dragged across the floor, and then you're the type of guy, right? You specifically, you're the type of person that reads a chapter panel by panel. So before you saw that it was Colin dragging the sword, who do you think was doing it?
I don't go panel, but I go strip by strip.
Strip by strip.
Yeah. Sometimes panel by panel, but that's only for double spreads. When it's like, just so I can get the context before like the big picture, you know?
Yeah.
But when I was just like, I saw someone coming up, and I mean, this is actually, no, you're a little bit right in the sense of like, effectively, I don't know, like, yeah, we know who Colin is, but like, is he that memorable of a character? He's just some little big giant looking kid. But in that panel, you can't really tell that he's a giant. So I was looking at that, I was like, is that just that is this colonoscopy? And like, yeah, and then it's colonoscopy, little colonoscopy over here. And then obviously the next page you get to see the full picture where he's giant, very big boy, very, very big boy. Yeah, I mean, this whole sequence was wild, to say the least.
Yeah, he tries to attack Luffy. Luffy and Usopp jump back, and Luffy just simply snaps the kid's sword in half. Kind of crazy, huh?
Wooden sword.
Yeah, his wooden sword.
Yeah. Do you think it had hockey coating?
No.
I think I've seen some people talking about how it could be hockey, because Luffy blocked it with hockey. Because if it was just a wooden sword, would Luffy need to block it?
You said he blocked it with hockey?
Yeah, didn't Luffy block it? Oh, I guess we can't really tell. It's just like, it looks like that, and then he has his blackened fist in the back. So it could be that he blackened it afterwards. Yeah. It'll be interesting to see how the anime does this. It's probably going to be like super quick, probably. It'd be crazy if they dragged it out like Wano. Probably. I mean,
Egghead Island has been pretty quick.
Yeah. They haven't been squeezing out moments like this.
Yeah, so Luffy breaks it. He jumps up, uses Gear Third, Elephant Gun, and boom.
Then uses hockey.
Yeah, that's where he uses hockey.
Yeah.
And it's kind of funny because you see like Luffy hit the ground, and like you see rocks coming up, and it's like, yo, Luffy's destroying the library. Yeah, he's destroying the academy.
Garden. Yeah, the foundations. That owl's not going to be too happy.
Yeah. Usopp says, don't overdo it. Luffy says, I didn't even hit him. And then he says, that's not the point, which people are saying that Luffy intentionally missed. That is, I don't think he intentionally missed per se. I think he had a feeling that Colin would just like dodge it instinctively. Because Colin does like kind of move back a little bit.
Yeah.
What's up?
I think Luffy wanted to hit him. And I feel like what this is saying is that giants are just hella durable.
Yeah.
Like, because it's such a weird place to be in, where the main character is like actually using what we call named attacks, and he's like actually exerting himself when like it feels like this is a Batman moment where like Batman at the beginning of Wano outran Luffy, or like whatever it's called, you know what I mean, outsped him in a distance match, I guess, because Batman was flying and Luffy was running, which still doesn't make sense. But anyways, point is that Oda has to set the tone for the giants in their race at some point, and he's like, we've gotten really charged instances, like of course they have to, like, if the way Oda showed them on Egghead, it wasn't even fair. Like, there was a combative state and he just debuted them. It's like, if they came out and they were like lame, you can, like, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, but now that we see them as strong as they are, now we need to know, like, wait, is everybody like this? Now we need to understand like what the giants actually are, and we can't really go off of Little Garden because Luffy wasn't this strong. One Piece wasn't fleshed out. Like, you know, Oda was still developing certain concepts. So now it's kind of like, okay, the kind of strength to put down like, did Luffy want to put down this kid? Probably not. Did Luffy want to like actually fight him and give him like a challenge? I think so. I don't know if he intentionally. I don't know when Luffy has ever intentionally missed. Like, has he ever done that? I don't think so. So like, I feel like he's hit Vivi. What's wrong with hitting a kid if he's hit Vivi, right? Like, that's someone he considered a friend versus a person who ran at him with a sword, right? Like, if anything, Luffy would go harder in this moment to teach the kid, like, yo, if you want to fight, this is what fighting means. You can't just throw swords at random strangers and then like not expect to get hit. And when you get hit, you can't cry about it, right? I feel like that's more Luffy's dialogue. And I feel like Luffy pulling out this elephant gun, Gear Third, while in reaction, I felt like it's crazy. I still feel like it's crazy. I feel like this just might be what like Oda's like saying, like, this is now the standard. It's not Luffy can just Gear Second, clock Hiredin in the face, put him on the ground. I feel like Oda's just like, oh no, hold on, giants are like over here now. Giants are like base level here, and Luffy has to like actually exert himself like in base to do stuff. Oh, okay, I don't want to say in base. People are gonna be like, but Luffy fought Kaido, like, you know what I mean, like that kind of shit. But that's not what I'm talking about. It's just, yeah, I feel like Oda's just saying that I mean, he might be saying Colin's strong too. It could just be that I think people are saying that in the live stream too, like, oh, Colin is cracked because he has observation haki, he's like super strong. Luffy sensed that he's super strong. I don't think it's like that, but I do think there could be a world where Colin's just stronger than the other kids, right? Given his mom's Ripley and his dad's like, well, we find out later. Oh, I just spoiled this chapter, but you get my point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree. Like, I think this is Oda just kind of moving up the power scaling of the giants a little bit, which is totally fine. Like, that's been happening throughout the series too, so nothing wrong with that whatsoever. As far as like the dodging versus like Luffy not wanting to hit him, that is actually something that was born from the spoilers.
Oh.
Yeah, like one of the leakers kind of said it that way, like, oh, Luffy intentionally missed, and then that's why people kind of like took that and ran with it. Like it's I don't think people like saw the chapter and said, oh yeah, Luffy intentionally missed. It's like they read the spoilers and then they kind of like locks in, you know.
Yeah, it prefaces, it creates a predisposition towards a understanding. Yeah,
and I could see why, but like now that I've read the chapter, of course I don't see that. But
yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, we see
You're
that
not as impressionable.
Yeah, as after Luffy does that, he says, I'm glad to know that not everybody here is spineless. You got the other kids yelling at Luffy saying he's a meanie and that they hate violence. And that's kind of silly considering the fact that Colin did swing first.
Yeah.
Like, did they forget that?
Yeah. It's and then the like for their thing, like they have the upper hand too. You know what I mean? Like from their perspective, Luffy's like a puny human.
Yeah.
So it's like they're the superior people, and they just witness their own kind swing on them. It's like wild.
Yeah. What is going on? The kid's like really happy because of this, though. He says, "Oh, that's cool. You're an emperor, right?" And then you have the kids yelling at Colin too, which is kind of funny. It all comes back around. And then they say that he is the resident delinquent.
The Boruto.
Yeah, so that means that Colin probably, like, did this on a daily basis, right?
I don't even know what that would mean, but yeah, probably just, like, he's like the school bully.
Yeah. Like, he's just going around fighting kids, like, every other day.
Yeah.
Or trying to fight kids.
Or it's probably something like... We don't know. Okay, actually, I'm skipping again, but like, I'll wait till later when we get like the full reveal of colonoscopy.
I like how you keep on calling him colonoscopy.
Yeah, it's because I told it. Remember before, two chapters before we found out his name was Colin. I told a story about how the cop pulled me over. His name was Colin, and because I was mad at him, I called him Officer Colonoscopy. and that was just before he found out the thing. And so because that prefaced it, it just was in my mind. Like I was like, what are the odds that this kid's name is Colin or colonoscopy? So then it just stuck. It's now. And then people in my chat started saying it, and then when I started reading chat, and it just got locked in. It's like what happened to the people with spoilers, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you just can't stop it. You can't avoid it.
Yeah, because I spoiled the chapter 2 weeks in advance by bringing a story about this name, and then the kid's name was that thing. What are the odds? Crazy.
So we see that Ripley shows up, and she says, "Colin, don't cause a scene." That was a solid strike. Like, she gave him a little thumbs up. I thought that was kind of cute. Ripley continues to be like one of the best characters, in my opinion. One of the best giants.
Yep.
And
really, really
go for
it. Just really great adaptable character. Teacher, mom,
looker,
warrior, looker, trampoline. Great, incredible.
Yeah, and then we also get a name drop for the barmaid, Mato-san.
Yep.
Mato-san made all your favorites. Mato-san is the new Makino, pretty much. Kind of funny that happened, right? They both M's, M and M.
Yep.
I wonder if we're gonna go to like another bar, and it's just gonna be another character with another letter M.
Yeah, Mappo.
Yeah, like Mappo Tofu.
Yep, exactly.
Love good old Mappo Tofu. Do you like Mappo Tofu?
I'm not like a big tofu person, but
yeah,
I've tried it here and there. It's not bad.
Yeah, I hate Mappo Tofu.
Yeah, it's not like I don't order it, but sometimes it just shows up in like a buffet, and I'm like, yeah, whatever. Push it to the side. It's not the
push it to the side. Forget it.
It's the sauce, right? Like it's the sauce that matters.
Oh yeah, I agree. Yeah. So we come to find out that Ripley is actually Colin's mom.
Yes.
And not just that, but his dad is a legendary pirate. A pirate from the old age, former pirate. Yep. And not just that, but that guy also is not fearful of any of the warriors of Elbaf. Which, like, take your preconceived notions of giants and toss it to the side. These aren't Mr. 3 victims anymore. We're talking about some fearsome guys, right? I mean, we talked about Luffy using Gerd. They're like, these giants, they got power scale, man. They're crazy now. And I think that speaks a lot of volumes as to who Colin's dad may be. Which, of course, brings back the age-old question: is it like Scopper? Is it Shiki? Is it some brand new character? Is it a different character? I saw somebody say Roxy Zabek. I don't think it's Rox because he doesn't seem like the type of guy that would live here peacefully, in my opinion.
Actually, timeline it could, because like Colin could be like 30. We just don't know.
Yeah, I mean we don't know. We don't even know Colin's age.
Yeah. He looks like an 8-year-old, but as we covered on the stream, giants seem to have a delayed growth pattern. So I started laughing because we were talking about this, and I've been alluding to it, like, oh yeah, like Colin probably is strong if his dad's a credible pirate, whatever. And like because it's Ripley, I'm gonna believe it. But I was like recontextualizing what was said here. He didn't fear anyone, not even the warriors of Elbaf. Not fearing somebody doesn't mean that you're strong. And I just like Loki. Loki doesn't fear Shanks. That doesn't automatically mean that Loki can beat Shanks or as strong as Shanks. You know what I mean? It like, you know what I mean? Like,
I know
it could be that. It could be that this guy's an idiot. Like, but because Ripley's saying it, I believe literal meaning like did not fear because they were strong. But there is a world where this dude is like full of hot air and he just didn't fear anyone because he's just an idiot. You know what I mean? Like, and like Luffy's strong, right? Like, don't get me wrong, Luffy's strong, but like, Luffy doesn't fear anyone either. But he's also an idiot. You know what I mean? Like, Luffy's the type of dude to run up on Kaido. Should he have feared Kaido? Yeah, 100%. You know what I mean? But he's an idiot. You know, like that's his thing.
I know what you're getting at.
Yeah. So like, even this line right here, he didn't fear anyone, not even the word. There's like 3 different like variations of what that could mean, and right now, our like we have to do it all the time. Who's saying it, right? Who is giving us this perspective? It's Ripley. Ripley is a giant, has aura, is a warrior. We haven't seen Ripley fight, but they look like they're probably capable. Probably. I don't know. Maybe the biology teacher though. Who knows? Maybe they can't fight. Maybe that's why they're biology teacher. I don't know. But it could be that they're really cracked at fighting because they're good at biology. Who knows? But because Ripley's saying this, or not Ripley, Colin, and like, you know, she's not like retorting it, you know, she's not giving any pushback like, oh, like, you know, you're going too far, blah blah, like nothing like that. Like they're both kind of like co-signing this description of him. I think like it's yeah, he's kind of, I feel like the natural reaction is Scopper-esque character. Scopper is one of the luckiest people, but whoever this person is did us a favor, told us that anything's possible, told us that we are capable. Sky's the limit, literally. Yeah. So
oh yeah.
Shout outs to this hero, this legend.
Yeah, I feel like Scopper is the most, not sane pick, but like he's the easiest pick right here, right? Eventually we're gonna have to meet Scopper, and it's like, if not here, then when? Like, could it be Laughtail? Could it be Lodestar? Like, we don't really know when, so I feel like Elbaf, another peaceful, quote, peaceful island, kind of like Saboti, for example. Like how we met Rayleigh.
Also the end of a pathway, you know, like beginning of Grand Line, end of the Paradise, beginning of New World, like that kind of thing.
Yeah, I feel
end of New World.
I feel like Scopper being here just makes a lot of sense, especially since Shanks was here as well, right? And then Shanks says, "Oh, like I've got to meet old friends that I thought were dead for a long time." Like, we don't really get the context of who he was talking about. We kind of assumed that it was like Dorian Broggie, but that didn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah, because how would they be old friends?
Yeah, and why would he think they're dead? Like, there's a lot of weird things with Dorian Broggie. So if it was Scopper, I feel like that could fit really well.
Yeah,
because they were on the same crew, and then maybe like the way they left each other, like they thought they were dead. So yeah, like I think that fits really well right there. And as far as why like Scopper, right? Because I feel like whenever we talk about Scopper, there's at least one person who's always like, oh, like what's everybody's obsession with Scopper? Why? I think like, you know, it's maybe like Scopper fatigue, but like Scopper can offer so much to the story in terms of like information of like God's Valley, for example. He could tell us about the Gorosei, or maybe even the Holy Knights, because that's a character that was there and fighting as well. They know about Gold Roger, the Pirate King. Like, they know about the old era. Like, they know about so much, and I think that's another reason why people think Shiki is a good answer as well. Because Shiki could give us all that exact same, like, information, but of course, they're just, like, on the opposite end of the spectrum of, like, being good and evil. So, yeah, I think Scopper is just a great character to have here. And
apparently, they're here.
Oh, yeah, the dad is here, yeah.
Yeah, like, whoever
the dad
this
is 100% here.
They are present because Mato made him food.
Yeah,
so, like he's got to eat it. You know what I mean? Like, he's here. We just don't know where, and we don't know who, and we don't know like there's like 9 different mystery people, and we just add another one. Could it be one and the same as one of the other mysteries? Could be, but we're not too sure yet. Like, hey, like as far as we know, it could be that. Nah, it'd be really crazy if Stabs was his dad. That'd be wild, right?
No. Yeah, I'm kind of just assuming it's the guy that was off the coast of Elbaf now. Now that we know that, like, his dad is human, it's like, yeah, like, it's probably the guy off the coast. Because we saw that he was human. Yeah. And again, if they were talking to Crocus, Scopper just makes the most sense, because Scopper and Crocus were on the same crew.
Yeah.
Like, a lot just kind of fits with that.
Yeah, and we've seen people change appearances like crazy, right? Like, we don't know what Roger's death... Like, Roger's death took a huge toll on Rayleigh. So we don't know what kind of toll Roger's death had for Scopper. Like we know that his death had a huge toll on Odin, but the reason why Odin wasn't able to crash out like the others was because Odin had a country to literally try to save, right? So like he was preoccupied, whereas like Rayleigh could like just stick around, get enslaved, gamble all of his money away, sleep with all these people. Like he could just do whatever he wanted, and he's Rayleigh, so you know what I mean. Like we saw with what's his face, Kyoshiro, right? No,
Yeah.
with like the changing the faces or whatever. Out of like grief and revenge and mourning, just a slew of emotions. So who knows what happens with Scopper post Roger.
I don't even think his face changed that much, to be honest.
Yeah, it could be the same, it could be different. I'm just saying that because like I remember people saying like that the old guy at Marineford was Scopper, and I'm like, I mean, it could be, it could not be. Like we don't really know. I don't think we could say that that's a reason why to not think that Scopper's here, right? And they're like, oh, but like it doesn't really look like. But I'm like, how do we know what Scopper looks like at this point? It's been like 30 years, right? Like
Yeah.
he
Been a
could be
long-ass
wildly
time.
different. It could be the exact same. We got shadows and like a mention of this guy 30 years ago or 25. You know, so
Yeah. And then another thing as well is that like Rayleigh has settled down, right? Like Rayleigh and Shaki, they're a thing. They're like married, they're hanging out. Like, so I think it makes sense that Scopper is in the same boat. Like settled down here, chilling in Elbaf. Just I feel like it's there.
Yeah. It also, another clue, it has to be someone who gave up pirating, right?
Yeah.
Because it said used to be a pirate. So like, unless Oda creates like a new character or something like that, which like that guy, that filler character with Kangasaki, like, hey, Oda might have been setting up that guy for this, you know, Nigiri, right? Like that guy, with the whole what's it called, just like proliferary characters related to the golden era, right? Like Oda, for example, did a thing where he just not created but like inserted a warlord for Ace to have beaten during the Kuma flashback, right? There is a world where Oda just makes a new character that character like a Don Chinjao type of thing, but like with like credence, you know what I mean? Like when we saw Don Chinjao, people didn't believe how strong he was because they didn't believe in Garp, right? But now we know how strong all of these characters are. Oda could just be like, oh yeah, like I am a character who fought Prime Whitebeard and Roger and whatever. I'm the reason they never came to the West Blue and some crazy shit like that. Oda could have a huge field day with some idea like that, right?
Oh yeah.
So, yeah. But Scopper, like you said, Scopper's like the
the number one answer.
Yeah, low-hanging fruit, tastiest fruit. I want Scopper. I think everybody at certain points is like, yeah, when are we going to get Scopper? So, like, this perfect entry point.
Yeah. I feel like it's just the easiest one. And it goes back to, like, the owl, right, from last week. It's like, oh, like, we have the mystery library with the big books. Who's doing it? We saw the owl, and it's like, okay, that's too obvious, right? Well, it was the owl.
Should we...
There's a chance that, like, this could be Scopper. It's the easiest answer.
Take into consideration hair. Colin doesn't have Ripley's hair, so maybe he has his father's hair. And if we're going off that, then that kind of looks like what? Like it looks like Gear 5 Luffy's original. Like when Luffy first transformed, and like it looked like people who did the whole resin fruit thing. It looks like his hair from there.
Oh, yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. His dad could be Joy Boy.
Oh my god.
Joy Boy's descendant.
That could just be the hair that happens whenever you mix like a giant and a human too.
Why? Wait, why? What?
I don't know, dude.
What do you mean? I thought it's the same blood. Why would there be an issue?
Same blood doesn't mean same genetics.
Oh, okay. All right.
Come on, Par.
Okay.
I thought you were the scientist.
I've never said that. Where's my Where's my badge? Where's my state clearance?
You're hiding it.
Where's my Pentagon pass?
I wonder how the dad got with Ripley. Like, how does that work? Like, because people were saying Biblo, right? Like, oh, Biblo is the one who enlarged the dad, but if the other translations are right...
Wait, hold on.
What's up?
So people are saying that like... That's what I thought you meant, like, romantically. How did they bag Ripley, like, romantically? You meant, like, physically, and people thought so much that the owl was the facilitator here. Like, ooh, you guys are great together. I don't know why the owl's like a yokai, but like the owl's just like, I must enlarge you. Like, what?
Yeah, you haven't heard that?
No, what the hell, dude?
Yeah, dude. People were saying that the owl's the one who made the dad bigger. But like I said, like it goes back to the different translations. Like, depending on what you read, you could walk away from this chapter with the context that the owl can't make people bigger, which is also what I believe as well. I think that would be like the drawback. So, yeah, like I don't know, but if it's not the owl, then who knows, dude? Maybe he was just like deep cave diving.
Yeah. Hey, he's got to write a book, a tell-all. Ask me anything.
Who's that one guy who wrote a book about going into a cave?
I'm sure there's many, and I'm sure
The Odyssey?
Make fun of them. The Odyssey?
No, that's not the Odyssey.
Yeah, what? The Odyssey is about many things, but I don't specifically remember, like... I mean, I think there is a cave in there, but, like...
Yeah, there's a cave in there with, like, a giant, right?
I'm sure there's multiple... I think people just lived in caves. Kind of, like... I mean, when you think about it, would you rather live in a cave with, like, you know, sound structure, or something some like Billy Bob made down the road?
Here we go. In Homer's Odyssey, Odysseus faces two giants, the Laestrygonians and the Polyphemus.
Sounds like diseases. Sounds like meats, actually.
They do. It's kind of crazy, huh? Oh, here's a good one. Here's a really good one. What if we come to find out the dad is inside of Ripley right now and he just pops out? Like, we just see like a head pop out of Ripley's like her crotch. And then he's like, "Hey guys, it's me, Scopper."
Nah, my response is so out of pocket.
We can move on.
No, I'll say it. He learned it from Crocus. Crocus famously inside.
Yeah, Crocus did do that with Laboon.
That's why he went there. He's like, brother, I need to know the secret.
Yeah, he's like, hey, brother, I've also been inside people.
I got quite the project going on. Could you give me some secrets, some insiders, insider secrets is crazy. Insider trade secrets.
No, that'd be a crazy reason why he visits Crocus. You know, just hey, like, me and you, brother.
Yo, he's straight up. He's going to Crocus to figure out, like, I want to conceive with the giant. Tell me how. And he's like, well, let me show you my whale real quick. Like,
yeah, hop inside Laboon for a minute. Let me show you the spot.
Yeah.
Let me show you the spot, brother.
Dude, oh my god, just end it. Fucking just end the call right here. That's crazy. In 2025, I just said this. This is a family. Dude. Oh no, this is on your channel. It's not family friendly. It's fine. I tried, funny enough, Paul, I do try to make this family friendly. There was a certain point in time where I used to go in and I used to censor every time you cussed. Yeah, I remember.
But it was so much, I was like, I give up. I can't do it anymore.
Yeah, especially when we had like the 4-hour, 5-hour one, and it's like at 7, 8, or like 4 a.m. Like, all right, my bad.
Yeah. I used to keep like a time chart of like every time you'd say a curse word just to go in and censor it, but I'm like, yeah, he cusses too much.
Yeah, I'm just a potty mouth, which is funny because I'm not a potty mouth in front of my son, but I am here.
Yeah, it's like you hold it back and you have to let it out somewhere.
Yeah.
Just like Rayleigh at Scopper. So
Just
we
like
cut
Rayleigh.
over to the library, and Luffy says that the books are huge. And we see Robin, and we were talking about this earlier, but Robin and Chopper want to stay back. Turns out that Lilith and Bonnie want to go get a permit so that they could live here. And I'm like, brother, we have never seen this on any single island before. A permit, a resident permit? What are we talking about here? Giants have that?
Yeah, why would they need this?
We're talking about a country full of warriors and barbarians. What do you mean permits?
Yeah. What tourism do you guys get? You guys have a roofie cloud outside your thing. You guys aren't really like accepting.
It doesn't.
People.
It's crazy, right? Like, who's enforcing this too?
And like, I not that. Again, I don't want to skip, but like they did not enforce that later on either. Like when two travelers came to the island, they didn't ask for visas. They didn't ask for anything. There's.
Oh, because they're not residents.
Yeah, but I'm saying like if they were like, who are you? Who goes there? Where's your permit to be here? You know what I mean? They didn't ask that. It's like, where's the customs form? You know what I mean?
Well, you haven't taken into consideration that there might not be like a visitor's permit, but there's only a resident permit. So like they only ask that of people who have houses.
But so that would imply that they went past straight just tourism, which typically precedes permanent immigration in like this era, where the people they just like hear about Elbaf. They like we're moving there immediately. How do I apply? They go there, and like also that means that Elbaf has such a large demographic of people that they had to create a system to house a residency like a program for this. Like that's crazy. Elbaf is popping. I didn't know.
I don't think Rome had that.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's wild. It's wild what we're saying. Yeah, because Rome didn't need it because Rome conquered everywhere else, and they're like that was Rome's thing. Like, you must be our citizens. We conquered the entire continent, of course. You know?
Yeah. Rest in peace, Rome, dude.
Yeah. Shout outs.
If only Rome didn't fall.
If only Rome didn't fall. What would happen, Sai, if Rome didn't fall?
I don't think we'd have One Piece.
Wait, really?
If Rome never fell?
That's like the craziest what if. What if Rome never fell? Well, you would not have your favorite manga, One Piece.
I don't even think we'd be here.
45-minute video on like why you wouldn't get One Piece because Rome continued to exist. Like,
it's the butterfly effect, right? Like if Rome never fell, then I'm sure a lot of things would have changed. I don't even think we'd be here right now. Like our parents probably would have never met. Yeah, dude.
Nah, it would be like we would still exist, but we would just have different names and we'd look different. But would
that even be us anymore then?
It'd be our souls, our vibrations, our frequencies.
No, I don't believe in that, brother.
Come on, Nico. Tesla did. He believed in that. 369, baby.
Nah.
Wait, you're a Tesla hater?
619.
What's 619?
Rey Mysterio. It's his finisher in WWE. Oh. So we see that Frankie also wants to stay back. Frankie also wants to stay back because he wants to learn about the Atom Tree. And that's cool and all, man. Go read your book about trees. Have fun, Frankie. We come to find out that a non-canon thing kind of got confirmed as well, but that there are many Atom Trees around the world. But of course, Elbaf's is the oldest. So that's pretty cool. Yeah. Allegedly, yeah, of course.
I just feel like we have to throw that in every time we like try to claim something. Oda could just like, JK, the Sunlight Tree Eve is actually the mother of Adam. Like, it could be that.
Yeah. So Frankie's staying back. Do you think he's gonna learn anything important here about the tree?
What's there to learn?
How about this?
He's already cut it. He's already crafted an entire boat with it. I'd love for Elbaf shipwrights to look at Frankie making a ship like, are you an imbecile? You know nothing about.
In terms of takeaway, or rank 'em, Robin, Frankie, Chopper.
takeaways like out of Elbaf?
Out of their current research.
Okay, like, but you have to define. You have to give the scope of like like for fighting, for
Anything.
like character. Okay.
Robin learning about history, Chopper learning about medicine, Frankie learning about the tree. Whose will be the most impactful, top to bottom?
Robin's last, Chopper. I feel like I think Chopper, Frankie, Robin. I think that's what it is because like he could learn about the tree, sure. Actually, no, Frankie. But it's not because of the tree though. I just feel like the Sunstone is way too important.
Wait, what? Sunstone?
Yeah, the Sunstone, like the painting stuff.
But Frankie's just learning about the atom tree.
Yeah, but I feel like it's his thing to like combine the stuff. You know what I mean? Like I feel like multiple people can get Sunstone, like Usopp and Frankie, but like because Frankie was also one of the people who was like, "What the heck is this? Flying on rainbows? What the heck?" You know what I mean? Like
Okay, wait. Separate the Sunstone then.
Separate the Sunstone.
Yeah,
if it's just
separate the Sunstone and just focus on the tree then.
If it's just shipwright, I feel like because Frankie learned from the legendary shipwright, it shouldn't be anything nuanced about shipwriting that he like learns about. So I feel like then it's Chopper, Frankie, Robin. But the only thing about Robin, no. I think then it has to be Robin top because they have the history of Nika.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then it's Robin, Chopper, Frankie.
She'd have the easiest time to read the books too.
Yeah, because it's just like a storybook to them, right?
Oh no, I was about to say because she could just make herself bigger, or giant hands to flip the pages, giant eyeball.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, she read like all of O'Hara's books without being there because she just like spied.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she wasn't even like there. Like they didn't know that she was reading all the books, and she was just like, "Do-do-do-do-do," and then had a hand with an eyeball, and then the guy was like, reading books, and well, the anime depicted it like that, where the guy was like flipping through books, and Robin was just behind them with a hand. So yeah.
Yeah. When it comes to the tree, like I really wonder like what his takeaway is gonna be. Like maybe he'll learn about like the shape of the tree, because that's still weird, right? The fact that it has like that weird middle layer that goes up. Like maybe Frankie's gonna be like, yeah, like this is, I don't know, like the top of the tree.
Super Atom wood.
Yeah, super
Viagra wood.
It's super concentrated like, here.
Yeah. Like maybe. I don't know. I just feel like the tree isn't like he might I don't know. Takeaways for Frankie versus like what could he learn about the tree? But I feel like the tree is more about history, you know what I mean? So even in that scope, like the tree's history, like Robin's, like for example, when Robin, when the ship fell from the sky, Robin like carbon dated, like, oh my god, like this guy died from this thing, and like looked at the skull and figured out what happened and where this guy was from and how he existed, blah blah. I feel like even in that realm, the tree's history is also in Robin's realm. She's gonna read about the tree. She's gonna study the archaeology of the tree, and then she's gonna read about Nika. So I feel like in most regards, Robin has probably the greatest propensity to take away something valuable for not just herself but the crew at large and the story. Whereas like even when Chopper's saying like our whole like, oh, he reads medicine and he fixes monster points, like for what, 5 minutes? For like a 5-minute like screen time, and that's it. Like even then it's like it doesn't even matter. Chopper doesn't really there's not much to look forward to with Chopper, unfortunately.
That's so sad. Have high hopes for him, man.
Yeah, I mean, hey, look, when we came onto Elbaf, all the other Straw Hats had cool roles. What happened to Chopper? Fucking chained by the neck down, like, you know what I mean? He couldn't even do anything. He was the only one. Oda literally said, "You're not doing anything this time.
Hang back,
and you're
Chopper.
Gonna cry about it too." you can't even save yourself.
They didn't even talk to like the crow or the snake to, to release him or anything.
Oh my god! Every time you bring this up, it makes my blood boil.
Chopper can talk to animals, man. Where is it? Talk to the owl, brother.
Yeah,
You talk about the voice of all things with the owl Biblo, but it's like, dude, just have Chopper talk to him.
What if Oda does a thing where, like, Chopper like is mid like conundrum at the library? He's like, wait a second, I can talk to animals, and he just like remembers that, and he starts talking to the owl, and I was like, motherfucker, you could talk this whole time. You know what I mean? Like the owl's like
so
pissed
funny,
off.
dude. Like imagine this is such a forgotten skill that Oda gives us a flashback. Like, oh, by the way, yeah, here's a refresher of Chopper's devil fruit. He could talk to animals.
No, that's not his devil fruit, Sai. Refresher. Chopper is a reindeer. Like that's the refresher. Chopper is an animal.
What if we get a refresher on his devil fruit and it's like, yeah, Chopper could talk to us because he's a human.
I hate refreshers.
Why? Why do you hate refreshers, man?
No, you're poking my buttons.
Par has such a crazy like hate boner for refreshers, man. It's so crazy. We're gonna get to it later. We're gonna get to it later. But during the live stream, Par had like a whole 5-minute tangent about how much he hates Stansen because of his refresher.
No, that's not even close to what happened. You know it.
Par, he hates people who forget things. And Par can't even remember Holdem.
That's not
Isn't that
even
ironic?
the case. No, I hate when people rewrite history incorrectly. It's like what we did with our textbooks, and we said Christopher Columbus made friends with the Native Americans, and Thanksgiving is all about thanks. It's like, no, that's revisionist history. That's what happened in this refresher.
No.
We just wrote out Rayleigh.
We're not. We're gonna get there in a little bit, but Par is gonna crash out when we get there. I already feel it.
No, we're not crashing out. We're not. It's 2025, the year of uncrashing out.
So, Luffy confirms that he's gonna go ahead then before he starves. He's at his limit. Gerd says, "I have a request for all of you," and we see that Gerd has made the Straw Hat crew outfits. Well, not the whole crew, but just the Brooke, Robin, Frankie, and Jinbei, because they didn't get theirs from Roto. What's up?
Sorry, we're gonna have to revisit the thing. Can you say Gerd's name in a Japanese accent?
Gerd.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just wondering if it's like close to Garuda.
Oh, nah.
Nah.
Garuda's cool though. But I mean, if we call her Garuda, then I mean Judge is gonna be all over her, dude.
That's what I was just like, what if the Gerd was just a mist and it's supposed to be like Garuda? Like it's supposed to be, and that kind of sounds way more Viking, you know what I mean? Garuda.
Garuda's cool.
Helga. Oh no, that's Russian, never mind, sorry, mixing up aggressive languages, aggressive women names.
Whose fit is your favorite out of the 4 Straw Hats here? Robin?
Yes.
Robin's not bad. I think I like Jinbei.
Yeah, Jinbei's is good.
But
Jinbei's is like
white cloak.
Yeah, like that. I think for me, the thing that like ruins Jinbei's thing, but also makes it cool. It's a weird love-hate thing. Is the belt? The belt is so goddamn big, and it's just like that.
It's huge.
It looks uncomfortable. Like imagine sitting down and like trying to lean over to get something, and then it presses against your rib cage. You know what I mean? Like that shit's not functional. It stinks. It's way too big, but at the same time, it's kind of cool. I would wear it. You know what I mean?
We don't know like what it's made out of though. Like it could be like super soft and flexible.
Oh, true. You're right. I thought it was like a WWE, like just a like a
solid belt.
Yeah. I mean that's what it looks like, right?
It looks like it, but looks could be deceiving.
This is true. Just like how you may not see it, but Jinbei's the fastest character on this panel. Actually, no, Brooke is. Never mind.
Brooke is.
Yeah. Brooke and hold on. Brooke and run on. Who do you think is faster in water?
I think
Brook?
Brook.
Really?
Yeah.
Faster than Jinbei?
Yeah.
Oh, whale shark. Actually, whale sharks aren't that fast. Damn, wait a second. I never thought about this. Who is faster, like, with water? Brook or Jinbei?
I think Brook.
Ooh.
He's just so
Yeah,
light.
because running on water versus swimming in it. Imagine, like, Fisher Tiger surprise, like, he sees Brook. That'd be
I
crazy.
think a lot of people would be surprised to see Brook.
Yeah, yeah. Damn. I
So
forgot that Brook is fast.
I got some pushback for this one, and I'm gonna need your opinion. I
Okay.
said that Gerd is one step away from being Roto. One bad step away from being Roto. Like, she's got the clothes, she's got the obsession with people. All she's missing is the cage. Do you agree?
I mean, they're supposed to be birds of a feather, right?
I mean, I think so.
I think I think that's what Oda's showing also, double standard, right? Also, because like if a girl does it, it's fine. But if a guy does it, jail. Immediately jail. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
Like
mean, of course,
I feel
Roto also put them in a cage, but like I said, all Gerd needs is a cage, and then like that's it. She's like a good timeline Roto.
yeah. I mean, who said it? Who's the person who says it? It was Frankie, right? Say, how come you got our clothes sizes? You know, and then she goes, I like making human clothes for fun. It like sounds creepy.
And then
but
she
also
says, "But
doesn't
that's
explain.
all. I swear." Like, all right,
Yeah.
that's exactly what a kidnapper would say, right?
Yeah, yeah. And like I don't know, like I'm with you, but also like there Oda did make a difference between Roto and Gerd, but like and aside from the joke that I made, like I think Oda is showing that like uh creepiness and like like adoration. It's you know what? No, hold on, there's a whole deep rabbit hole here. But like it's like it's like you know how like those like relationship guru people, they're like, oh, you just guys do say this and this to a girl and blah and boom, and then like the person's like, well, that only works if you're good looking, 6'5" and like you're really rich, but if you're if you're not, then it's harassment, right? That's kind of what like Oda's showing here, where it's just like if it could do the same thing, but if you're Gerd, it's okay.
Oh
It's kind of
yeah,
with the Momo thing too, right? Momo could do what he's doing as an 8-year-old, but when he's doing it as a 38-year-old body or 28-year-old body, then it's weird, right? There's like a small difference. It's a meaningful one, right? But like no one's gonna look at Momo and be like, well, he's actually an 8-year-old inside. You know what I mean? No one's doing that. So it's like there's a, you know,
no, I completely agree.
Oda's painting a splitting hairs, but the hairs really matter. That
Yeah,
makes
yeah.
sense.
I'd rather have like if
Yeah.
I was unconscious, I'd rather have Gare dress me than Roto.
Yeah.
100%,
Yeah.
100%. Somebody tried to call me out on that too. They're like, "Oh, Sai, like you think it's fine if Gare or like a woman dresses Nami unconscious rather than a guy?" It's like, yeah, 100%. I think it's just yeah, I think it's better.
I think
What are we talking about here?
I think Nami would also be like less mad and be like, "Oh, that's fine."
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. That's just how it
Yeah.
is, dude. But yeah,
Yeah.
like I said, Gerd, Roto, they're two sides of a coin. Of course, Gerd is a much better option. She's just missing the cage. I let me say it right here though. I don't want to go inside her room. I don't want to see what
Is
that's all
she
about.
heads? Is she heads or tails?
I'd say heads. Yeah, the better one, better
My
one.
man.
So we
We're
go
with
down,
you.
and we see that the Straw Hats have left. And you may notice right here, I'm gonna call it out, but Ange is nowhere to be seen. Think back. When was the last time we talked about Ange? I think it's coming up pretty soon. I was gonna make another Ange video, but I got really
Another
sick.
one.
Oh yeah, I was gonna make another like whole rant about Ange. It's gonna come out soon. There is no chapter next week, of course. The next week is break week, so
In
you know,
2025.
be ready for the Ange video that should be dropping.
I
I've
wonder
got
what-
I've got some things to say about that son of a bitch.
I'm not rooting against you, but I will find it hilarious if she's innocent. Yo, the chat. It's not, and the thing is, it's not just you. It's not just you. The chat also. I mean, I also, but like mine was a little bit more innocent than what some of y'all said. And I'm saying you all specifically because you guys have said some crazy ass shit in the comments. Not in the comments, in the chat. And then someone said it on the stream. It's like, bro, what if she's innocent? And I'm like, ooh, that would be such a good thing to do. Make her seem like that. And like, I didn't think she was evil. Oh, hey, sorry, why did you think she was evil?
So
sorry,
here's the thing. So
did you make 3 whole videos on this?
In case you guys don't know what we're talking about, there's a character that was introduced last chapter named Ange. It's Saul's library assistant. I think she's selling for the enemy team. I think she's working with the Celestial Dragons. I think she's a no good person. I think she's evil. I think she's going to be the bane of our existence and the reason why Elbaf is in turmoil.
What got you on this train track?
If you want to know why, you got to watch the videos, guys. Part 1's already out. Part 2 is going to come out. I feel like I think I'm going to make it a running joke where every chapter that comes out, I will make another Ange video. Where's
Waldo, but where's Ange?
Yeah, so the fact that we don't see Ange in this chapter, I think is very telling. I think it speaks volumes.
I just want to point out to you guys, Sai is exhibiting, this is what we call in the content creation community ultra instinct. He just thought up of an infinite content hack. He basically said it doesn't matter if she's in the chapter. If she's not, even better. I'm gonna make a video anyways. And if she's not in the chapter, the video can be longer. I can make shit up. Like he just go every single panel where she's not in. I wonder where she could be. Oh my god! And let's talk about this.
Yeah, like I'm saying, dude, we don't see her right here. Maybe she's going to the Holy Knights. That's it,
dude.
Maybe Ange is feeding information to the enemy team.
Oh god!
You can't disprove it.
Only evil people wear glasses in One Piece.
Exactly.
But I do like your when you first pitched it, the idea, because like in Water, I think you brought this up in Water 7, like Khalifa was the secretary and she was like a double agent and working with the world government and stuff like that, and like it's just an interesting thing to say, to put Ange in that position. I feel like Oda also has a shtick when it comes to evil women, that Ange may or may not fit in the same basket as, let's say, Khalifa, right? Alpha was also another one, technically. She was another secretary, but I would say there's a stark difference between a Khalifa, Alpha, and Ange. But maybe Oda's changing the script up. Maybe there's more to see than meets the eye.
And here's the thing as well, right? When it comes to Ange, there's just so many anomalies about her character, about the plots around her, and I feel like most people I've talked to agree that she is evil. She is like the spawn of Satan. Why are you laughing? I'm sick. Don't make me laugh, dude.
Okay. Most people you've talked to.
Yeah.
Can you count them on your hands? Or hand?
So I actually held a poll on YouTube.
Okay. Oh, wait, no, let's pull this. Let's say it, Sai.
So I have a poll that says, is Ange, the giant librarian, good or evil? This was posted 7 days ago. It has 7,000 votes.
Okay.
The 3 options were good. The second option was for people who don't know what I'm talking about. And then the third option has a picture of Aizen, and it says hidden evil.
Wow. Very unbiased choices here. Some people might have just liked the Aizen's picture. And
I put the Hun there. And
so, what are the results, Sai?
The results are that, remember, 7,000 people, 25% say that Ange is good.
Okay.
25% or 26% said, but 49% said Hidden Eisen evil.
And you know what? Technically, because is a we could say you could. Nah, you can't really do that with this poll. I was gonna say that's still a minority vote. It didn't win the majority. 49% evil. That's still good. I'm surprised. I'm surprised
A lot of people are saying that Ange is bad.
All right, but they're not in your boat.
What's up?
They're not in your boat.
What do you mean?
Because they think that Ange is evil with the context. You saw the moment you feasted your eyes on Ange, you're like, nope, 9 videos of evil. That's what this one is. That's what you said. The people who are voting, they're like, okay, I have 3 chapters now, and I get it, evil. You did not have that same leeway, that same context. You've been on this train before the train got on the tracks. You made the tracks.
I did not, dude. Everybody mind rope. You love the mind rope thing. We mind roped that Ange was evil. We all felt it.
I like how you're trying to literally rope me in on this. Like, that's crazy. Oh my god.
So
yeah.
Do you think Ange is evil though? You can't even come to a good decision. You can't even make a decision.
The thing, like, it's for me, Ange is rat. Like, there's no in between. I feel like, again, I don't mean to be disrespectful to the recycle curve, but like, I feel like it either is gonna matter a lot or it's not gonna matter at all. But sorry. I feel like if it's going to matter, she has to be evil. I feel like her being good, then she's just not gonna matter. You know what I mean? So does this character feel like they're going to play an impact in the story? Yes. And because I think the more likely scenario is that they're evil. That's why.
Really? You're here with me?
No, I'm not here with you.
No, you're here with me. You admitted it. You think Ange is evil.
No, hold on. No, I'm not with you. I'm sailing for the One Piece on a different path. You're on, like, the One Piece is sunken treasure. I'm gonna go dumpster diving for this shit. You're on that Buggy, and hey, Buggy's closest to the One Piece. I'm not saying you're wrong. You're probably right. I'm the loser who's like trying to actually think about it. You know what I mean? Meanwhile, Buggy's is there. You know what I mean?
I'm telling you, Par. Make sure to sleep with one eye open whenever Ange is in a chapter. I already got so funny enough, I already have 2 thumbnails already made for Ange.
So you're painting her as the boogeyman now?
Yeah, so what I did was I typed in anime monsters, look for the scariest monsters, and I'm photoshopping Ange's face on them.
That's crazy.
Because we don't have any images of Ange, minus the introduction one.
She looks like she's a character out of Peanuts.
Out of Peanuts?
Yeah, like Snoopy.
Oh, yeah, I could see that.
Yeah,
and that's why I think she's evil.
She looks like she dances in 2D. You know, like the Peanuts dance, where they dance like this. Like
yeah, I could see that.
That's how she dances.
I saw Bob's Burgers first.
Yeah,
Kind of like a Tina
fair.
Belcher. I love Bob's Burgers, bro. Great show. Show. I need to rewatch it.
It was good.
But yeah, we've already talked about it, but Ange could be based off of the Norse mother of monsters.
Yep, I love that idea.
She could also be the Dolores Umbridge of the Academy, just a half-breed monster that's all about purebred supremacy, which is why she's a Celestial Dragon supporter. I don't know, man. I get some bad vibes when she's on the page, when she's not even in the chapter. And we're joking, what if she's a good person, right? What if Ange saves the Straw Hats, or what if Ange, gives her life for Luffy, or takes a blow for Robin, And the minute that happens, I'm not gonna mention it. The minute Ange turns out to be a really good person, like super altruistic, sacrificing their lives for us, I'm gonna pretend like that it's not even on the page.
Okay, so I'm gonna be. I just don't want to be canceled over this, but it's fine. It's whatever. Oda did this. Oda has a shtick with characters that look like Ange, and it's like Kokoro. Ange is more like, what is Kokoro's role, right?
Are you calling Kokoro ugly?
I didn't say that. You said that. I just said that they're more similar than not. Kokoro, Ange, like when there's like a normal character that needs to be saved or is saving or is heroic, they even like Oda reverted Shinobu. You know what I mean? Like they have a good character inside. You know what I mean? Like they've dealt with a lot of traumatic. Dadan, more similar to Ange than not, right? What did Dadan do? Came in last minute, saved them from a genocide, all that stuff, right? Like it's crazy. And Kokoro saved them from Buster Call. Like these are the characters that Ange more than not fits in, rather than the Khalifa, the Alpha, the Black Maria, the Alti. You know what I mean?
And that's why it's 2025. It's time to change it up.
And that's what it is. If Oda changes it up, amazing. But the only thing is Oda has his bread and butter, and he likes his bread and butter. He likes the way Nami looks. 27 years of Nami. We only change it up now with Ripley. And that's the thing. Ripley might be our greatest testament to why Angie might be evil.
I agree.
Yeah.
Dude, just wait, dude. I feel like once Ange gets revealed to be like a Celestial Dragon supporter, I'm gonna be living my best life. I don't think I'd ever live it down.
What if Ripley is evil?
I've seen people say that. I don't think so,
I don't
especially
get
with this
that.
chapter. Yeah.
I don't get that, but also is it because she's good looking?
No, I think it's the husband tax, right? Like, oh, former pirate, all this, Colin.
It's because she's married? Is that what you just said?
I mean, she's married to like a good person, right?
We don't know the person. You are assuming it's Scopper.
I'm assuming it's Scopper, dude. I mean, yeah. I mean, that's how it is. People who are married usually aren't like super evil, right?
Oklahoma ass logic.
It's Oklahoma logic, brother. See your ass in the Bible Belt, dude.
You knew what I was saying.
Yeah, you knew it. Yeah. That's so funny.
Oh shit.
But yeah, no, I don't think Ripley's bad. Come on, man, it's not possible.
Yeah, it'd be a rough time if Ripley turns around with like a sinister look. But the thing is, like, Viola, right? Like it's that's the card, and it's not that Viola ended up being a good person, right? But like
Viola was good
at the start. She wasn't.
Yeah, but not to our knowledge. But she was good. She helped us.
No, at the start she tried to. She got out like blasphemous by Sanji's. He was like, "How are you a good person?"
So Viola was bad for maybe like 5 minutes, bro.
Viola, yeah, okay, but those 5 minutes were crazy. She beat the shit out of Sanji.
All right, hear me out. She was bad for 5 minutes, and then she was good for like, let's say, the next 500 chapters, bro.
Yeah, the reason she got, not the reason, but like she got bought into the plan. But the way she got beat was because Sanji's brain was so heinous that she got knocked out. And she's just like, I have no choice but to believe in you guys. And then she shared the thing. And then from then on, she didn't do anything after that until like much later. Like Viola didn't do that. That part, the only reason was because Sanji's brain was so sinister. We can't fathom what was going on in his brain. But Viola, we know what kind of shit Viola had been through. Oda told us in the SBS. And somehow Sanji knocked her out with his thoughts. That's crazy. And that's how she got beaten. she got turned on new paths. Like, I have to fight evil with evil. Sanji's eviler than Doflamingo. Yeah, when you put it in context like that, Viola crazy, dude. She had a fucking gang up, beat up Sanji, and she like heel slapped his ass until he was like bloodied up. And he's like Sanji, like he's hella durable. She beat the living snot out of this guy. You know,
and that's
gonna
be Ange.
So you're saying she's bad for a minute and then she turns good?
No, she's good for a minute, then she turns bad.
Oh,
like here's the thing too, right? Like think about where Ange is at, right? Ange is not on the ship where the Straw Hats are on and Gerd is on. So Ange is here in the library. So Ange is positioning herself with Saul. She's positioning herself with the kids, Robin, possibly Bonnie, possibly Lilith, Frankie, and Chopper. Like, I'm not trying to say that, you know, the Straw Hats are easy to take down. They're not. But if you were to fight the Straw Hats, would you rather fight Sanji, Zoro, Jinbei, and Luffy? Or would you rather fight Robin, Chopper, and Frankie? I mean, I got my answer, dude. Like, I think Ange is setting herself up for, like, an easy fight. Or, like, a fight that she thinks is easier to pick. Or maybe she's just sneaking off to the side. I think Ange
like,
is bad news.
I agree with you to a different extent because the position thing is important, and like your points are true. They add on for sure, but I think just backing up from that, like Oda is also painting her out as the black sheep in the terms of like even Saul's like, oh, we're not gonna miss the party's 3 days long, like we're gonna be there, right? So even Saul, a non-Elbafian giant, like a non-native, I guess, is like looking forward to the party, you know what I mean? Like he's like, it's fine, we're not gonna miss it. Ange is the only giant who apparently isn't there, has no mention of like going there. Also, like I was thinking like, oh, it's because she's a librarian, but no, she's not. She's Saul's secretary, who's like, he's the leader, and like, and so like that's even weirder because like, where is she with Saul? Isn't like
we don't see her in the library.
That's like literally the red flag in any movie, any story, anything is like the secretary who's not with the person that they're supposed to be secretarial for, right? Like, yeah, that's the odd part, is like she's literally missing from her job. And even like Khalifa didn't do that, you know what I mean? Which is like even more interesting. And then you add on the part where it's like the part about the opportunities that presents itself from being in one place or the other. But the reality is we don't even know where she's at, right? She's not with the next page. She's not with the party, and she's not with the Robin or whatever at this moment, at least. So we don't even know where she's at.
Yeah.
So
too many questions, man.
That's like the real reason, like, to be like suspect of her. And it's just, I mean, like, it's a thing too. It's like we thought Shinobu was a problem. She just disappeared, but apparently she doesn't matter, right? I would feel a lot better if Oda makes Shinobu relevant in the cover story, being like, oh, hi, it did matter that she just randomly disappeared after being robbed by somebody who we still don't know, by the way. Holdem just showed up. And if like Oda like actually cares about that like plot line, then maybe there's more to
Holdem
the
seemingly
Angie
doesn't
thing.
even have the sword.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like is Oda doing something with the Shinobu disappearing thing, or is he not? And is it the same thing with Angie? That's why I said like it's so radical. Either he just doesn't give a shit, or he gives so much of a shit and we just don't know the depth of Ange. And I'm all for you diving deep into the cave of Ange. Go for it, Sai. You can do that. That's all.
Yeah, dude, I'm hitting my peak with the Ange theories. Dude, the minute
Cave
it
dive
comes
away,
true,
brother.
the minute it comes true, people are gonna look at me like a prophet. Like I'm gonna have like 10 videos out by the time Ange gets revealed.
You're gonna be like the guy who first discovered milk. Like, we all looked at you really weird. Like, you were just suckling a cow, and you're like, dude, this shit's edible. and
then people are wondering why my bones are so strong. It's like, it's the milk, dude. Vitamin D.
Yeah. It's like, hey,
or not vitamin D,
can't
calcium.
beat them, join them.
Yeah.
Can't beat them, join them.
So now we go down to Oust Castle, near the western village. That is where the Holy Knights are. We see that two random giant guards are like, hey, are you guys the Straw Hats? She just says that we're looking for Loki. First, we thought that they were maybe here for the Straw Hats. Maybe they were here for the tree. Maybe they're here for the giants. But nope, they're here for Loki specifically. Kind of crazy, like, reveal, right? Like, did you expect them to be here after Loki or what?
It's usually we have the previous podcast more fresh, but to cite our previous conversation, like from 1134, we had talked about this exact scenario. We said it would have been odd for them to show up for Loki, because then it would imply that they had no information on the last 6 years of Elbaf, where the king is dead, Loki's in prison. For them to show up at the throne room for Loki means that they just have been AWOL completely, and kind of would tell us a different nature of what they're here for, right? Because like if they were doing for example, the CP9 in Water 7 situation, right? It would be wild. It'd be so wild if they didn't know, like, I don't know, how like people function there after living there for 5 years, right? Because they had a mission to actually infiltrate and figure out what's going on and do whatever. And through that hard work, they figured out Frankie was Cuddy Flam, right? And they did all that. And that hard work of investigating and all that stuff, or whether it was hard or not. But point is that like for them to be here and for them to want Loki, that tells us that they have some kind of relationship with Loki prior to Loki being imprisoned, but also would mean that they don't know anything that happened in the last 6 years, which would kind of mean that they're not here for like something about Elbaf, like not something that was ongoing about Elbaf, not something that was like concurrent. Because why would they want, if they wanted something that was on Elbaf, like even like let's say like Big Mom situation where Big Mom wanted to just marry in with Loki and her kid, whatever, but she's not wanted there, right? But she still wanted to, like, she wanted any way in. In her doing that, she needs information. She had one of the best information networks. She probably might have more information about Elbaf situation than these two showing up. And the thing is, it's like it almost feels like we had talked about it before, where it's like it's more likely that they're here like for the Straw Hats than not. But then also that'd be weird too, because it's like, why would they show up with just two? Like if if 5 Gorosei fail to like subdue Luffy, then why would just 2 Holy Knights be enough in this situation? Why not send more power if detaining Luffy was a thing? So even that route is weird too. And then that route is also odd too, because if you take that into consideration, whatever plan they have on Elbaf is really weird, because they should know that Luffy is here. So whatever they're doing is like, it doesn't feel like there's a lot of thought happening. There's a lot of disconnected communication, like one way or the other. I think we have to like kind of say that like they probably were here on a separate thing and had no inkling of like Luffy coming here, because otherwise I don't know why the Gorosei / Emu would be like, yeah, that's fine, 2 of you go after Luffy for something very important. Or why not just wait? Why not just wait till Luffy leaves, right? Like to get whatever you need to go, unless Luffy's going to get it, right? Like it's also that, but then also the way they showed up, it wasn't okay. Like people are gonna say it's stealthy. I know we talked about the cloak of invisibility, the cloak of non-existence, and all that stuff, but in reality, they showed up with enough like presence that 2 people immediately received them and were like, yo, what's up? What are you doing here? Right? I would be like, I don't know if it's beyond my expectations for me to think that Holy Knights could infiltrate a country without being noticed. I feel like that's well in their wheelhouse. I feel like it's well in most characters' wheelhouses. In the Island of Giant, to be an ant-sized character, to just hide it. I mean, the Straw Hats literally ran through a bridge with giants coming, and they were not noticed. So like you know what I mean? Like in proximity to giants, they were not noticed, and yet these guys show up, and yes, they were noticed. It almost felt like they wanted to be noticed, and so it doesn't feel like they're doing anything secretive. It feel like they wanted to announce themselves. So there's there's a whole ball of yarn that when you start pulling it apart, you get a tighter knot, and you're just like, what is happening? And I think one thing that we did come to conclusion is that like a lot of the various ways you could pull it apart, and a lot of it feels weird, and it could feel a lot less weird if we just accept that this guy is just as strong as Shanks and is that cocky and arrogant that like he can be that strong, and he can, like, Luffy isn't a threat to him. Because I think a lot of people would think that Shanks isn't afraid of Gear 5 Luffy. I think that's debatable. I think a lot of people might think that Luffy could beat it, but I think most people are probably saying that Shanks is still over Gear 5 Luffy. And I think that, as crazy as it sounds, it might be that maybe it's not hockey, maybe it's magic, whatever the case is, it might be that this guy is that strong and he can do whatever he wants. So that might smooth over a lot of the weirdness and a bunch of plans. But that doesn't change that, like we said, like reading this part of the story was like, what? Why are they here? Like, did we not just see an entire arc where the Gorosei showed up, underestimated, and got embarrassed, basically? Like, and now we're gonna get the Holy Knights, and I just hope that they don't get embarrassed. Like, I don't think they will. I think all the Holy Knights are strong. I want them to be strong, and if the guy looks like Shanks, I don't think he's gonna get embarrassed. That's just kind of like my simple logic with that. So, yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean I agree. Yeah. I don't think he's gonna get embarrassed. I don't think these Holy Knights will look bad. And as far as like what are they doing here while the Strawhat's here, maybe it's like time sensitive. I think that could totally be it. That's why they're like, hey, we can't wait for the Strawhats to leave. We have to come like ASAP. Like, we got to go now. And they know the Strawhats are here too, right? Because Saturn and the Vice Admirals knew. I mean, the Gorosei saw them leaving with giants. So like these Holy Knights know. There's no way they don't. And then as far as like
you gotta hope. We gotta hope.
Well, yeah, you gotta
hope. It's like the Saturn situation, right? Like,
yeah, but Saturn, we it was more disbelief there, right? Like there was more things to question. But for this, like they know for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I totally think that these guys, like, they know what they're signing up for. Like what you said, if this guy looks like Shanks, I'm expecting him to be like around the same power level as Shanks too. I think that's a pretty confident thing to say, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that they're just comparable.
Yeah.
Which isn't like fair, like, I guess, because like Shanks is strong because of what he's been through in life, right? But like if there's just a clone of him that's been through like a prim and proper, you know what I mean? Like, not party. I mean, they do the cleansing event, but that's not really that difficult for them, right? It's not like they went through God Valley. You know, so I'm just saying that people are going to bring that up, where if they are the same thing, it's like, damn, what did this guy go through to be this strong, right? So
yeah, well, we don't know. We don't know his childhood, you know. Could be nuts.
Yeah, could be scarier. Could be crazy. In that regard, Shanks kind of had a good childhood, right, with Roger. So
yeah, what if this guy was like put through nothing but experimentation, right?
Yeah, like he's like lunar. He's like king level durability, right?
Yeah, and also we kind of skipped past this as well, but like I think this kind of confirms that this guy is not Shanks.
I mean, me and you were. I think we would be more disbelief if the chapter told us that, like, if there was a thing, Shanks, I think we'd still wouldn't believe, me and you at least, like, nah, that's just like, but like, what do you mean by this confirms that this isn't Shanks? Like, what do you exactly pointing to?
Like the fact that she's at, like, the girl here is asking, like, oh, like, take us to Loki, like, where's Loki, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the fact that, like, Loki was like, yeah, by the way, or not Loki, but his subordinates were like, yeah, you know, red hair knocked us out with this hockey a while back. And it's like, yeah, like, if this was Shanks, if this was the real Shanks, then he'd be like, yeah, like, Loki's literally down there in the underworld.
Yeah.
Like, there's no need to ask these guys.
Yeah. Also,
yeah, what's up?
Like, technically their observation haki should like because we've seen the extent of Shanks's observation haki. Like he can sense hundreds, if not thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of miles. People pixel scaling away with Wano, but like he lands on the island. I think he can sense where Loki is. So maybe they can't, or maybe it's because they're in a different realm that they can't. I don't know, but
I feel like it's very selective because like people were saying the same thing with Luffy and the gang, right? Like last chapter, people were like, "Oh," because I said that I don't think the Straw Hats are going to notice that these guys are here, and people were like, "Oh, but the Black Lightning, you know, like it's nearby." Like Luffy sends the Gore say Luffy has observation, dumbass. Like, oh, Sanji's a master at it, and it's like,
Sanji's the weird one, but
I don't think that these Holy Knights were picked up at all. Like the Straw Hats are part of, they're hanging out.
Yeah, I don't think they were at all. Besides the giants here, right?
I think it could be the same thing for Loki. Like they can't sense Loki.
But I don't think it's because they couldn't or because they're stealthy. I think that like because Luffy couldn't sense where Sanji was in Onigashima, and he literally said like, "Oh, Sanji's observation is crazy," then, right? Or like, and Jinbei was there, and then with the Shanks situation, they were literally looking at it. So it's like that's way different than like this situation where they're like on a different part of like an island and like something happens over there. I could believe that the Straw Hats are not aware of that just because they were in transit to the thing, right? Like, and they're new to this place in the first place, right? But also because Luffy has literally said like his observation haki it's not like that wide or whatever. Whereas with Shanks, we've seen his like haki extent. Haki, whichever conquers observation, mix of it, whatever you want it to be, it goes very far and far enough where it's like Rayleigh, where Rayleigh was on Ruskaina and he knows where every animal is, knows their power level, knows how many there are. That's like what we saw of Shanks at Wano, where he's like, "That's Green Bull. Hey, yo, you stop that. Don't go towards the kids, bro. We don't want that."
And then
right?
I think it's also like the size of Elbaf has to be taken into consideration too.
Yeah.
Like it's massive. So I don't think them not knowing like where Loki is that big of a tell. Like in terms of observation haki.
Yeah. Like I'm not a pixel scaler, but I feel like Wano, like the walls may like it might not even reach the sun realm. You know, it might be that high up. It looks really insanely big.
No, I agree.
Like,
so like I don't think the observation haki like arguments exactly work here with like the Shanks thing, but like observation haki, and then plus like you said, like new place, new characters, like who knows? Maybe Luffy did sense this, but he's like, oh, it's somebody else.
Yeah.
Like it's probably just another giant or something.
And I think with Loki specifically, he heard something, right? Like it wasn't observation haki per se. It was like he heard some kind of like loud something, right?
I mean, it seemed more like observation haki-esque, or maybe even voice of all things. Luffy said he felt the roar of a man.
Yeah.
And it seemed like Zoro and Sanji also like could sense that as well too, because Zoro wanted to go, and then Sanji stopped him.
Yeah.
So it seems like the trio kind of you know, came together. It was like, hey, there's somebody down there.
But then they also were like, Luffy got it. It's fine.
Yeah, but also they were in the underworld already, technically.
Yeah.
Whereas like these guys are in the sun realm.
Which that scenario still is one of the wild ones where it's like they just let Luffy just like go, and like they can't stop him was one thing, but also it's like, damn, they just like, let him go. Like that's character development. Yeah, they just kind of come 27 years into it. It's like, you know what? Just let him go.
If he wants to go, he's gonna go. You know, you can't stop Luffy. Yeah. He's a force to be reckoned with.
Except
and plus,
Nami
like it's the whole like Yonko thing, right?
Oh, they didn't have their ship, but Nami did commission a cage for this exact reason.
Oh, like to beat Luffy up? He gets too crazy.
Hold him down. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, they're on a new island. Like, this is where they wanted to go, so have fun.
Yeah.
I don't think Nami would care too much. So, yeah, they're looking for Loki. Why do you think they're looking for him?
I'm with you on the part where it must be something that was time sensitive that like they could procrastinate for decades essentially, right? Because Loki was in prison 6 years ago. Seemingly, they didn't know anything about it in the last 6 years, and it seems like okay, we don't need to worry about this thing because there's no issue. Which is also interesting because they're that if they were okay with this scenario, that would also mean that they're okay. They were okay with Shanks, unless they don't know that Shanks' is headquarters there. But that would be beyond insane if they didn't know Shanks was headquarters on Elbaf. Yet they like have some kind of tie to Elbaf, even 6 years ago. I don't know. But the point is that whatever it is, time sensitive. Only a problem since Luffy's going there, but not a problem that Shanks was there. So probably Joy Boy related, Nika related. That they like knew that is on Elbaf, and it might just simply be story related stuff. It might be the family. It might be like the royal story, like kind of like King Neptune, right? Imagine how different like Robin's perspective like of ancient weapons and everything like if King Neptune never spoke to her, right? The Straws don't know like a lot of the stuff, or they figured out later, but like King Neptune was like, yeah, that's a letter, Joy Boy, this, that, these are the ancient weapons, and those are all things that he heard. Like, well, one, he got from the Poneglyphs, but also the royal story of Poseidon, right? So like maybe there's like a royal story that like they need, and it's time sensitive because like if Luffy hears it, then it's problematic. It's kind of like what they didn't want Luffy's picture to go out there. They didn't want his story to go out there. They want his name to be out there. Joy Boy, Nika, whatever it may be. It might be that Elbaf holds a story that can empower Luffy even further. Kind of like how when Saturn realized Bonnie did have her power, but the one thing that he was like, oh, but you know nothing about it, right? Like, so because you don't know what it is, you don't know the real potential. And because you don't know what the story is, and like the fact is the story's standing right in front of you, you don't realize you have that same potential. And all it took was Luffy's like, hey, you could do this too, and then boom, we have another Nika, right? Like it might be simply like a denial of something on that level, of like that. It could be the Poneglyph. I don't know, but I feel like it's something Nika story related. Like they just want to confiscate it, a royal story. Maybe they're here to kill Loki, right? Like he's a royal family, and they're like, "Yo, we need to kill him because he has
Yeah.
the royal story." It could be that too. Um, which again, if we bring him the Valhalla stuff, it could be that the Giants don't want like them killing Loki would be terrible for the Giants because that would be giving him an honorable death. Which again is still theory. We don't know why they tied him up rather than just kill him, but I do think it's just the very simple idea that being slain in battle lets you to a peaceful paradise for warriors, and it's likely that they tied him up to have him wither away rather than straight up kill him in battle. And so if these holy knights want to go kill him, the giants have to stop them. That's how it is. It's their prisoner, but it would be imperative. It would be on the king's honor, the honor of Elbaf, to prevent Loki from dying. And that would pit the giants against the holy knights. And that could be why they're here to see Loki. It's like, yo, we can't let you see it, which is ironic because Loki already met Luffy and he already has some crazy promise that created the crazy face out of Luffy that we've never seen in the story before. So it like the seedlings are already there, I feel like. And I'm kind of I'm not locked in. I don't think anyone can really be locked in, but I feel like Holy Knight's going to kill Loki might be the play that I'm like more or less on.
Yeah.
I feel like, but this is not like again. It's been a little bit from the chapter. Haven't really taken in all the cogwheels, like the Mosa angle, just like the killing the dad angle. Did the Holy Knights have involvement there? Not really paying a huge weight to all of those variables just yet, but just instinctively and then sitting with it a little bit. I feel like them coming here to kill Loki could make sense. I think that could fit some of the question marks, maybe not all, but could be that. Especially since they like it. Not that like once they said that. I mean, you could look at it two ways, but because they attacked the giants afterwards, rather than like trying to like, yeah, they're celestials, yeah, like they don't need to make friends with anybody. But even the Gorosei talked with York. You know what I mean? They didn't just like they're like they're willing to work with a Vegapunk. You know what I mean? Like they're willing to work with people. They're not willing to just like straight up just kill people. So if it I guess this Lilith 2.0 did get offended, but maybe that's another inkling as to possibly saying that, like, yeah, they don't care about making relations with Elbaf. They're here to kill Loki, so anyone who's deterring them, dead as well, right? There's no allies here, which may not be the case if they want Elbaf to be on their side by the end of it, right? So who knows? Who knows though? Not too
Yeah,
sure.
so for me, I'm kind of on the opposite route. I think that they're here to recruit Loki, possibly.
Mhm.
I think that they're maybe here to like ask him to join their side for whatever reason. Maybe because Loki's a bad guy, or maybe because he has that rep. He does have a special bounty. I feel like he might even be the pirate that the Shanks clone, twin, whatever you want to call him. I think that's what Stabs was talking about when he was talking to the Gorosei. Like,
Yeah,
hey, I want to
that's a
talk to you
good
about a
point.
certain pirate. Could be Loki. The one pushback I've seen people have is that Loki isn't a pirate, but I mean, his brother's a pirate. There's the new giant warrior pirates. There's a lot of pirates out there. People are like, oh, like Loki, he's a prince. He's not a pirate, but Harden's a prince too. So I feel like and plus he has a bounty. So I feel like that does put a lot of things into context.
Wait,
so I
but
think there's a chance that that's who he was talking about.
But if he was saying to them, like, there's a pirate got to watch out for, right? Wouldn't that mean that they're not trying to recruit him? Like, they're worried about him, right? It might be that that's where the bounty came from. Similar to, like, Shanks didn't go to Whitebeard to, like, recruit Blackbeard. It's like, yo, stop Ace from doing this thing, right? Like,
Yeah.
if you parallel the Shanks moment talking to Whitebeard and that, hey, there's a pirate I got to talk about, it's Blackbeard. And then Stabs going to Gorosei, hey, there's a pirate I'm going to talk about. I don't know if it's like it would make sense if, hey, the pirate I want to talk about, I want to recruit him, right? You know what I mean? Like it might be that could be the angle where it's like, yo, we need to kill him. We need to kill him because he could ruin.
Well, the thing is that we don't know what they were talking about, right? You're just assuming that it's
Yeah.
like, oh, there's a pirate I need to warn you about, but we
Yeah,
don't know
that's
like
true.
how the rest of the conversation goes. So it could
Yeah.
he literally just says there's a pirate I need to talk to you about, and then that's it. Like it could be like, hey, there's a pirate I need to talk to you about. It's Loki, blah blah. Like there's so many ways we could spin that. That doesn't lead to, oh, let's kill Loki.
Yeah, and it's probably the case where at the reverie, they were like, okay, whatever you need to do with Loki, you need to do. Whether it be recruit him, whether it be kill him, whatever. It doesn't matter. But before you do that, you have to do XYZ. And that could be why this Stabs guy had been missing this entire time, was because there was something that he needed to do in between the reverie and now. Because otherwise, from the reverie, he should have been at Elbaf already, right?
Oh, yeah.
So there's probably some kind of like thing that, yeah, when Egghead happened, then he had to jumpstart this like fast forward a plan or whatever. So that could be, like you said, that we don't know the full context, but in a similar vein, by the time that Shanks went to Whitebeard, for example, Ace was already with Blackbeard. Like it was already too, like even if Shanks convinced Whitebeard to pull Ace back, Whitebeard was they were too late. Like Ace was as far as the chapters go, Ace was already with like Blackbeard fighting on Bonaro Island or whatever it was called. And so it's probably a similar situation like that where it's just like he was warning them about something, and then that warning ended up like coinciding with like real time, and he's like, shit, I gotta fast forward now. Kind of like what Shanks did, right? He showed up at the war. If that was Shanks, I know people are saying that could not be Shanks, but that would be weird. That'd be crazy if the red-haired pirate showed up with not Shanks and didn't know that was Shanks. But I think I did see someone say like, oh, what if that wasn't Shanks and it was just Stabs? And I was like, no, that doesn't. I don't think that makes sense. But
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah. I mean, either way, like I was saying, like we don't really. The more we get of these context clues, the less we can like really say
And there
about
could even be like
Loki.
a mystery that the Holy Knights want to solve as well. Like maybe they want to ask Loki a question or something about the royal family. What do they have, or what devil fruit he has?
Yeah,
Like it, yeah. I think there's a lot of ways we could spin the Loki narrative, and that's why I said like earlier, like we learn more about Loki, we get more clues to Loki, but also it just makes everything a lot more hazy.
Yeah,
Because there's so many good routes, right? When it comes to like what they could do.
Exactly.
So,
and I think the other angle that makes this difficult, and it's impossible. I don't think it's gonna be this way with Loki. But like, you remember on Egghead when we thought that like the whodunit, the traitor thing, that was like the macro scope of Egghead, and then we found out that was intrinsic, arc specific, kind of like, yeah, it mattered that York was the traitor, but like that scenario, like, oh my god, what happened to Brooke here? What happened to Robin there? What Brooke went ghost and Robin's explode. Frankie's half fro. None of that shit mattered. You know what I mean? We just skipped it largely for the most part. Luffy just asked the Seraphim, like, you know what I mean? Like we just kind of didn't like York's climax. Didn't she just got caught, and we never revisited it. She just one moment she's shot Shaka, the next moment she's on the ground calling the thing and whatever, and then very quickly we realize York was not the main character of Egghead. She was, but she was a catalyst for the Gorosei, and not just one of them, all of them, right? And so like that's where it's like, not that I don't think Oda will do that with Loki, because it's Loki, the prince, the accursed prince of Elbaf, Vikings, giants. Like I don't think it'd be the same thing as like a clone of Vegapunk. But with the Holy Knights here, and the Holy Knight is looking like Shanks, there is a world where people take back seats now to stabs and Shanks looking characters. So it is curious to see what kind of scope Oda gives this this Loki character. It's also because, like, again, like I think it's not like playing devil's advocate, but earlier when we got introduced to Loki, there was discourse over like what does strength mean in this regard, like in the same vein here where it's like someone not fearing the giants doesn't necessarily mean that they're that powerful. It could just mean that they're super brave, or they're just not really that worried about, like, they're very confident in themselves, like Luffy character. Like Luffy wasn't afraid of Kaido, but like he got his ass beat and probably still could get his ass beat, right? So, and he's not afraid of Kaido though, right? So like you could say that. And then like what does it mean for all of Elbaf to want to take down Loki? Dory and Brogy weren't even there. Hiredin might not have been there, but point is that like there's some context that Loki's may not even be like the top tier combatant that he may be portrayed as at the moment, especially with how he talked about Shanks and like just certain things about with the Luffy stuff. But and then even then it's hard to hold a candle to where Luffy's at, period, right? Like we're not expecting giants to be able to box Gear 5. And then in that same vein, we're not expecting giants to hold a candle to Shanks level characters either. So it is really interesting to see where Loki's at. And if there's a special bounty, and if they're here for Loki, then I think again the simplest low hanging fruit would just be whatever devil fruit he got his hands on, right? That would probably be mainly it. Kind of simple.
Yeah, it also depends on what the devil fruit is, right? Like he says he has the sun god fruit. We don't know if that's true or not. We don't know if it's a different sun god Nika, or if he thinks he has that, but he has something else. We don't even know if the Holy Knights can, really see if that's true or not. Because they saw Luffy, right? Luffy has the sun god Nika fruit. Why are they not after him?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of questions.
Yeah.
But so moving on to the Holy Knight powers, the female Holy Knight throws out some bandages at the guy. It starts we don't know if it's like tightening the guy's like arms or legs or whatever. I don't think it is. At least that's not the impression I get, because she throws it, it latches onto him, it sits there for a second because he says, wait, is this a joke? And then it starts like hurting him. We don't really
Yeah.
know what's happening here, too. I think the simplest answer is that it's squeezing him. It looks like it might be doing that for his arm, but for his legs, his legs are completely normal. So it could just be like poisonous bandages. It could be like aura damage, I guess is a good way to put it.
Yeah, I mean, I like where both of us went, where the mummification stuff was really cool. But I with the stream, I put in 3 buckets, where it's either like bandages, like a nurse, like she's a nurse or whatever, and she's like mommy, whatever, could be like that, and or she could be what was the other one? Nurse. Oh, so people say like she has like the injury fruit or some shit like that, so it causes injuries. Someone said it like a Kuma-esque type of pain, like it gives off pain. So like I don't know if like this Doc Q type of you mix Doc Q and Kuma and you get some kind of pain thing. Sure, maybe. I like the injury one is interesting. I think the nurse one, because like Oda's been doing all the female devil fruit users as like dominatrix slash like male fantasy like cosplay, like nurse, dominatrix. The old lady was riding people, that kind of shit, right? Hina locks people up, BDSM, that kind of stuff. Oda's just crazy like that. But the because like I don't know, you talked about the yokai stuff, but also like just I think the main reason why the mummy route makes the most sense is because she herself is wrapped in the bandages, and so it's like, why would a nurse be doing that, right? Like, why would I forgot what the other bucket was that we talked about on stream, or like my chat talked about on stream, but that one also didn't make as much sense with herself being wrapped. I feel like her being wrapped the way she is, and then like you were adding with how he's depicting the pain, it almost seems like a life force. It feels like he's being like sucked, kind of, because it didn't feel like a tourniquet. We see a vein pop, like you said, the leg thing, to the point where like when I was looking at it, people pointed out the bandages afterwards, like whenever. But when I was first reading, I was like, what? I don't even know what happened. This is almost like one of those things where it reminded me of Caesar, when Caesar first debuted his gas power and everyone just passed out on the ground, and people thought it was Conqueror's Hockey because we didn't get Conqueror's Hockey like that back then. And then the next chapter is like, nope, he has the air fruit. He sucked out all the air, so they just couldn't breathe, so they all suffocated. And so it feels like that, where Oda just went through really quickly with his power, kind of left a mystery there, left us like a little thinking. And it's just going to be explained next chapter very soon. And I think like her wearing the bandages herself, I think it's going to be some kind of like mummification thing, which again, I also like a lot more. Not, it might be a different vein of like all the other yokai powers we talked about, but mummies would be one of them. For sure. So
yeah, and plus like it doesn't even have to be a yokai, right? I know we're kind of on the same boat, but like when it comes to the transformations of the Gorosei, 3 of them are yokais. One of them is a Chinese mythological boar, and then the other one is a sandworm, which is I would say like pretty Western.
A legendary creature, not a mythological creature.
Yeah, people like to bring up the Mongolian deathworm, but deathworm and sandworm are 2 very different like creatures.
I'd earlier bring up the Alaskan bullworm, bro.
There's a lot of like worm type mythological creatures, so like confusing them, I understand it, but they're very different. That's like a Western dragon versus Eastern dragon, right? They're very different. So when people bring up the Mongolian deathworm, I'm like, sure, but like it's not the same. So yeah, like Oda has been tapping into different things. I think we've talked about it a lot before, like, are the Holy Knights like cryptids, for example, which I'd say like a mummy kind of falls in line with that as well. I think a mummy, not a mummy devil fruit, but I think just a mummy transformation would make sense. Plus, if we're saying Vivi makes a comeback, Vivi's like the sand princess essentially. So I think that'd be an interesting meetup. So yeah, I think Mummy fits really well with this girl. And then of course with the Shanks character right beside her, We actually get a couple of things. We see like this bump on the left, which could be like the left elbow. We see the sword handle guard. So that's again another indicator that this is a brand new character, a brand new person. It's not Shanks.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think the Holy Knights are cooking, man. I'm excited. I'm excited to see what they have to do. Also, this could just be magic as well, right? This could just fall into like magical bandages, kind of like a Spiel from Romance Dawn Volume 2, or Version 2, sorry.
And it could just be an aesthetic thing that she got going on with the bandages. Could be.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things where it's like the mummy thing, it could work multiple ways. Also like undead, like these Holy Knights could have an undead theme. Like it could be some like zombies like that. Like mummies, like when you think about it, One Piece did have them technically. When they went to Thriller Bark, Luffy he's like, hey, get your ass back down there.
They talked about zombies already.
Zombies, mummies, like they're all in the same vein, you know.
They even talked about Cerberus too. Like these creatures, they do exist in One Piece lore. And then plus people called Bonnie a vampire, right? Yeah. So it's like there's a chance that like there we have it. I mean, maybe even the person behind her is a vampire. Like maybe the Shanks clone is a vampire transformation.
Yeah. I mean, what's the difference? Like Lunarians are like just teeth. Like, and then Stussy has the teeth and the bat and the stuff. And then Mihawk looks like one. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like we're basically, if you told me we ended One Piece without vampires, I'd call you a liar. You know what I mean? Like, cause Mihawk literally is just like, he's drinking red wine.
He looks like a vampire
too.
slayer.
Yeah, he's drinking red wine and everything. Like he looks like that vampire that went against the other vampires. He like gave up drinking blood and he thinks the rest of the vampires are like outdated, so he becomes the one vampire that stands guard against like the other vampires. He basically just looks like that. Yeah.
He could be Vampire Hunter Mihawk, and this guy could be the vampire, or maybe there's a different one out there. But yeah, like I think we're gonna get more of these crazy transformations. Not exactly devil fruits, which I always push back on the devil fruit portion, or the devil fruit notion with the Holy Knights and the Gorosei, because like we've seen time and time again that celestial dragons kind of just make fun of devil fruits for the most part. Like with how they treat it, like as entertainment, like with Boa Hancock and her sisters. At God Valley, there were prizes. Nobody really ate them.
Experimentations.
Like we haven't really gotten Holy Knights or celestial dragons that eat devil fruits. Minus Doflamingo, but Doflamingo is special because he's a fallen celestial dragon. He's the heavenly demon.
And they didn't let him back in.
Yeah, which I think his name speaks volumes, right? Heavenly demon. Like, why did he get that? It could be because he's a celestial dragon that ate a devil fruit, thus being very on the nose of heavenly demon. So I don't think any of these Holy Knights have a devil fruit. I think there's more reason to believe that they don't have it than they do. Yeah. But yeah, a lot of good things here. And then now we cut over to Elbaf again, and we're partying. We're already on Elbaf, but we're still partying. The Straw Hats are here. They're cheersing it up. Looks like the Giants are saying their thanks, saying, hey, like, you saved us, you saved these guys, you saved him. The Straw Hats, man, they're the heroes of Elbaf. First time here, already regarded as heroes. And it looks like all the Giants are raising the camaraderie cups for the Straw Hat crew. So it looks like, even though we haven't met like 99% of these people here in this panel, they would probably die for the Straw Hats, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we garnered a really big crew, which is kind of crazy.
Which is also like, it paints a different picture of Hiredem being their subordinates, because you get a good grasp of like why it's okay that the Prince of Elbaf can be the subordinate of some puny human when he's this applauded. He literally saved like everybody that is noteworthy. Everybody off of Elbaf was saved by Luffy. So
pretty much, yeah. Luffy saved their royalty by saving Harden. Luffy saved their heroes by saving Oimo and Dorian Brogy. And then plus they showed like how benevolent they were at saving Oimo and Kashi and breaking their spell.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of good stuff. And also, your favorite part of the chapter, but they also saved Stansen as well.
True.
Stansen, man.
They saved Stansen. I must have forgot that part of the chapter where they did it.
Yeah, so
Rayleigh.
Luffy has a run back with Stansen, and Stansen looks very different, which is really funny, right? I feel like a lot of people have pointed it out, but like, dude, Stansen literally looks older on Sabaody, but you know, whatever. We get we get a little refresher as to how Luffy saved Stansen. Rayleigh's there as well. We got the whole auction house thing. And yeah, it's a good refresher. I'm glad we got it. Because I feel like this is a plot point that a lot of people will probably forget to an extent. Because when it comes to
people forget
Ohara,
Sabaody?
Well, not Sabaody, but they forgot Stansen.
Okay. Gotcha. Just
we got the Ohara flashback. It's like, oh, we all know what happened at Ohara, right?
Yeah, they were famously happy. Like, it was like a family postcard. Oh, I remember that. Incredible refresher.
Par just has a real hatred for refreshers. I don't know why.
No, I love refreshers. I said I need the refresher, but I like when the refresher doesn't paint Ohara burning down as like, wow, everyone's smiling on the burning island, and then this one completely negate Rayleigh's contribution here. He wasn't just standing this thing.
Par just really hates this refresher. I just don't know why.
Who saved the Straw Hats? Straws didn't save that shit, bro. Rayleigh did.
I mean, it could be both.
Nah, it wasn't.
If you were in a burning building and a firefighter came and rescued you, like a firefighter squad, one guy carries you out of the building, would you say, oh, F the other guys, only this guy saved me? No, you think all the firefighters that were there.
Yeah, but this one isn't thanking the main firefighter.
Because he's not here. What do you mean?
Wait, what do you mean he's not here? The words did
Rayleigh's literally not here.
You would definitely get if a person went into the house, you would definitely give that guy a Christmas card. You definitely give that guy
I agree.
Remember his name a lot more than everyone else. And that's what I'm saying. The refresher didn't remember the guy who unchained him, broke him free.
It's a narrator box, Par. It's just a refresher. My God. If Rayleigh was here, Stansen would say, oh, thank you, Rayleigh.
We were talking about us getting the narrator dementia is insane, is all I'm gonna say. They remembered Ohara as a happy-go-lucky thing. They forgot what Rayleigh did here because it wasn't the Straw Hats, it was Rayleigh, but it's fine. People this is how people remember, we always blame creators for making this propaganda. Like earlier, you're like, oh, the spoilers did this thing where it's like, oh, Luffy intentionally missed, right? And that's a spoiler specific example, right? But these narrator boxes, man, there's gonna be a guy who's like, oh, I remember that time the Straw Hats saved Stansen, and I'm gonna be at anime and I see it, someone says that to me, I'm gonna be like, no, I don't remember that actually. Could you show me? You are
a very spiteful person. Towards the narrator box. I just don't know why.
I just like Rayleigh. I don't know why everyone's all of a sudden tossed Rayleigh wayside and loves Scopper. If they did this to Scopper, everyone would be up in arms. But Rayleigh gets ever since, you know what it is? Ever since the Rayleigh was being humble and said that he would lose to Blackbeard, that's the moment. That's the moment everyone's just dropped Rayleigh. I feel like a lot of people just
people still love Rayleigh, dude.
No.
Par,
if you guys like this refresher, you guys don't like Rayleigh. If you guys like this refresher, you don't like Rayleigh.
Par also went on a crazy rampage earlier on saying that Scopper is not hype because he was on Roger's crew.
What? That's not at all.
Yeah. In the live stream, Par was like, oh, why are people so excited for Scopper just because he was on Roger's crew? Just because he's related to Rayleigh doesn't mean that he's hype. It's like, oh, Par, are you not going to be excited for Joy Boy's crew because it's not Joy Boy? Oh my God, what is Par dude?
No. What I just realized is that Sai's refreshers are worse than the narrator box.
No.
Because Sai, you want me to bring it in? Sai said he would love everyone on Joy Boy's crew, and I was like, what about Zunisha? And Sai literally bit his tongue, hid back, and was like, I love Zunisha. Zunisha's my favorite character in One Piece. Yeah. Sai, what about that, huh?
It is. Yeah. Zunisha's my favorite. So here's the thing.
Look
Par
the camera in the eye.
Trying to tell people that
look the camera in the eye and say,
I love Zunisha. But here's the thing, Par. You were over here saying that just because they're part of X crew doesn't make a character hype. So
that's not what I was saying.
That base level, that is what you said.
No. I was saying that as far as candidates go for Colin's dad, like us giving all the credence to Scopper when there's like we could say that about like 50 other Roger pirates. There's probably a bunch of really cracked Roger pirates out there. And I'm just saying that we don't know anything about Scopper beyond he holds an axe. That's it. We didn't really see him fight.
He holds an axe. He's Roger's left hand. He worked with Rayleigh.
Colin doesn't even hold an axe. He holds a wooden sword. How did he train Colin? That's crazy, right?
I wouldn't say so.
That was the context. You brought up the whole Roger Rayleigh measuring. I'm not choosing favorites.
Par,
I was just saying.
Guys, go back like 5 minutes ago. Par was like, yeah, like I just feel like people forget about Rayleigh.
No.
Yeah, dude, I like Rayleigh. I still like Rayleigh, man. I still like Rayleigh, man.
I said it about this refresher, not Colin's dad.
No, you say this about whenever we talk about Scopper, you look at Par, look at the hatred in his eyes, dude. Whenever we bring up Scopper, Par's like, people are forgetting about Rayleigh. Like Par, I don't know what it is, but Par's just like the number one Rayleigh supporter. I get it, dude. I get it, man. Wild. I like Rayleigh too. Don't get me wrong, but like Scopper and the other people on the crew also deserve the hype. Man, you should have seen Par the chapter where Blackbeard came to Amazon Lily. Par was gritting his teeth. He was like, "What do you mean you can't beat Blackbeard, Rayleigh?" Par was so upset.
Yeah, I love that we have it on recording and multiple ways. But it's fine. It's cool. Yes.
That's just how it is. Yeah.
Make sure when you guys go back to Amazon Lily, specifically look at how angry I got. Where like anytime someone wrote Scopper in the chat, oh my god, I was livid. He was so upset. When people said Scopper was the man marked by flames, I blocked them immediately.
It happened, dude. It happened.
Dude. Fucking Scopper's now a banned term.
Yeah, you're gonna ban the word Scopper?
Dude, I can't. No, but the thing is, I have a meaty Scopper theory. It's gonna come true though, so I'm waiting for it. It's just that, does he need to be Colin's dad? I don't think so. He could just be Scopper. He doesn't.
He could just be Scopper. I agree. It doesn't have to be Colin's
dad. That's where I was talking about it, and everyone's just like, "Par, you hate Scopper?" Question mark. They're like, "Wait, no, I'm just saying he may not be the father."
And then you somehow rope Rayleigh in there too. I'm just like, how's that even possible, bro?
What do you mean, how is that possible? We know how Rayleigh got roped into it.
I don't know, man. It's just it's like you remind me of like a Zoro fan where you can't talk about you can't.
No.
Whenever somebody talks about Sanji, you're like, but Zoro though. That's you with Rayleigh. I'm like, hey, Par. Right, I'm like, hey, Par, the man off the coast is Scopper, and then you're like, but Rayleigh, don't forget about Rayleigh. Rayleigh was off the coast first. I was like, Par, what are you talking about, bro?
You invoked the name of ZKK. You invoke the name. You put me and ZKK in the same sentence, and you know that's audacious.
I didn't even say ZKK.
You know that's obscene.
That's how you know Par's too far gone. I didn't even bring up ZKK. No mention of Kaido. He just went straight there.
No. You said the Zoro fans who have to bring. You know who you're talking about. The ones when you talk about Sanji, there's not the Zoro fans. Me and you are Zoro fans, and we don't do that. You know who you're talking about. Stop being.
I don't know what you're talking about,
that.
Dude.
No, you invoke the name of the group that Mihawk. Bring up Mihawk and Shanks. Yeah. Oh, I didn't bring up ZK. You know who you're talking about. Stop it. No, the way this came up was all I asked was, did you think that Scopper was the same level as strength as Rayleigh back in the day? And you were like, yeah, confidently. I was like, wait, how? and there was nothing to go off of, and I was like, "That's crazy." And then you spiraled it out to me hating Scopper somehow, and I'm like, "What? I just don't know if Scopper
and Rayleigh are like Sanji and Zoro. Isn't that crazy?
No, is it? But then there was Odin. Is it Scopper, Odin, Rayleigh, Roger, or is it
dude,
Odin,
you know how
Scopper,
Oda does
Rayleigh?
it? You know how Oda does it. It's always like the 1, 2, 3s. It's going to be Roger, Rayleigh, and Scopper. It's in the names,
and
brother.
Odin's below them.
Yes.
Okay, but then
you got Gold Roger, Silver Rayleigh, and then Scopper Gaban. It's in the names.
Okay, but hold on. Now let me ask you this, because this is where people disagree, right? Luffy, Zoro, Yamato, Sanji, or Luffy, Yamato, Zoro, Sanji, right?
That's Yamato's not even here. What are we talking about?
Odin, Yamato parallel, King, second hand, right hand,
but
whatever.
Yamato's not part of the crew right now, brother. What are you reading?
All right, first of all, you were the one who wanted Yamato the crew. Second of all, I wanted Yamato the crew, but Yamato's on the crew.
I opened my eyes.
Have to be on the crew.
I opened my eyes.
It doesn't have to be on the crew. Odin wasn't on the crew when we had to scale him. He was on Whitebeard's crew at the time. Was we still scaling him? Like, what the heck?
But we don't scale him as if he's part of the crew, though, until he officially joins.
All I'm asking is who's stronger than who.
Like saying,
they don't have to be on the crew.
Who's stronger? Who's stronger than Fishman Island? Is it Jinbei or Zoro? It's like, well, he's not part of the crew, Par. Why are we asking the question?
Who's stronger, King or Katakuri? We can't rank them because they're not in the same crew. All I'm asking you is to say who's stronger than who.
But at what time period, Par? Are we scaling them when they're a part of the crew, not a part of the crew? What are we doing here?
Who are we talking about anyway?
And then plus, you know that Oda scales crews differently comparative to like when they fight. Like when we have them in a crew, it's always going to be Luffy, Zoro, Sanji. It's always like that.
Okay, and there's a lot of people who disagree, and they even would put Jinbei in the running, and I'm like, that's crazy. But when Yamato. And I just want to point it out, I never wanted Yamato the crew. You wanted Yamato the crew.
I still do.
At that time, there was a discussion. All I'm saying is that you don't need to have them in the crew
a good reason why like who's where. A good reason why Yamato didn't join is because Yamato would throw too many questions into that, right? So you're
saying because Odin joined Roger, he's immediately below Scopper. That's your logic.
Yeah.
I will stand by that. Whitebeard said his little bro to him is below Scopper. I don't know. Is he? A lot of people think that Odin's above Rayleigh.
People think Odin's above Rayleigh.
I'm not saying. I'm just saying that was discourse, and that's all I asked you at the time was where's Rayleigh and Scopper, and you said they're even, and I was like, okay, how? And then you're like,
which I gotta say, I gotta justify. I gotta justify when I say that Rayleigh and Scopper are even. I mean in even terms of Zoro and Sanji, where Zoro's always above.
No, they're not. Hold on. Why are we comparing them? They're not even the same crew side. What are we doing? Come on, different crews,
the same
different systems side.
We've seen images of Roger and Luffy superimposed on each other because they're the same damn person essentially.
When I wanted to use that, you didn't allow it because different time periods.
See, here's the thing.
It is only got heated because you put me and who's in the same. No, I would never do that to you, Sai. Never. Not even as a joke. You know I wouldn't. You know I would.
Did I take it too far? Maybe, but I stand proud with what I said. Like, you know, I think Scopper deserves the Rayleigh hype. You know, however hype Rayleigh was, I think it's pretty fine to give it to Scopper. Yeah. I mean, it's like right hand versus left hand. It's like Sanji and Zoro. Like, no matter who you get, you're in for a good time.
Let me ask you something. This is gonna piss you off.
No, it won't. I'm too mellow. No, I'm too mellow.
It's not about Scopper per se, but how many characters in One Piece were strong with an axe? And I'm thinking of a very notable character that is very prominent with axes. And
are you just thinking of Sentamaru?
I was thinking Drake.
Oh,
But you're adding the thing, like, yeah. I mean, a lot of these axe characters are kind of letdowns.
but
I
Drake
was just
doesn't have
thinking,
an axe.
doesn't he? Doesn't he have
No, he has
he
a
has the
mace.
double? I thought he has like the axe, the plus sign axe, the one that makes an X, and he splits.
Let me see. X Drake
Yeah.
weapons. Where is it? Swordsmanship. He wields a rapier and a four-bladed axe.
Four-bladed axe.
But that's not an axe though.
Wait. What's the name of the weapon again?
It's a four-bladed axe, which in reality is just a mace. Dude, this guy does not play Dark and Darker. This guy doesn't play Elder Scrolls. This guy ain't gonna play Avowed. Like this guy ain't a fantasy medieval lover. He doesn't even know what chivalry is.
That's fine. I just
Kingdom Come Who? Par is not familiar with medieval weaponry.
That's fine.
What X Drake has was not axe.
Four-bladed axe, not an axe. That was just funny. All right, it was just great. Okay,
It's not axe though. You know, it is what it is. That was the One Piece
All
wiki.
right.
Sometimes they get things wrong.
Is
Like Roshio.
Is a four-bladed axe an axe? Let's see. Oh.
If you look up four-bladed axe, you won't get a lot of things. Dude, that don't even exist.
Yeah, so I think we just have to let it slide that it's an axe because it's in its name.
Well, it's named by the wiki though, so the wiki gets things wrong every now and then, like Roshio, right?
That's true. But did maybe Oda put in SBS and you just don't know?
He did not. There's no reference for it.
I feel like I have to fact check you. This wouldn't be the first time you led me astray.
Go for it. So
I like how they say axemanship too on the thing. Bro, I'm looking at the picture. That's the most axe-looking axe I've ever seen. It looks like Siamese twin axes.
it's not an axe. You could say it looks like an axe. It's not an axe. Dude. What you're doing is like you're the type of guy that would go to a carnival and get scared when the clown makes a fake snake. A balloon snake. You'd be like, wow, it looks like a snake though.
So you're saying maces aren't scary?
What I'm saying is that just because it looks like an axe doesn't mean it's an axe.
As long as you're saying that.
That's all it is.
As long as it's named an axe, looks like an axe, used like an axe, has axe shape, makes axe sounds. It's not an axe though.
Yeah, technically it's not. I mean, I'll stand by it. So the last part of the chapter we have now is Jarl, the Mountain Beard. And this guy, dude, he's got a sword in his head. He's here. He's on the verge of death, just like the owl. And he's the world's oldest man, apparently. It's pretty cool. Somebody pointed out something really interesting, though.
No, actually, it just says the oldest giant. Like, it says Hero of the Giants, the oldest one in the world, implying giant.
Yeah.
He may not be the oldest thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be beaten out by the Gorosei, Emu, and all of them, but something somebody pointed out is that in SBS data, Vivricard data as well, Brogy is supposed to be taller than Jarl. But here, Jarl's like double the size of Brogy. Is this the Mountain Beard at hand, or what's going on?
Nah, even his hand, dude. His hand can little baby Brogy. Like, I saw this too. I was like, was he always this massive? Because, like, the depiction of his size right now, I think baby Big Mom would be his tooth.
Oh, yeah. This guy's huge.
Yeah, baby Big Mom was big, sure. But compared to, like, a normal giant, she was like their shoe. Like, she wasn't that big in comparison at the time. We don't even know. I feel like Big Mom is up to like Brogy's belly button, right? Or how big is she supposed to be?
I don't even remember.
Yeah, I feel like I think she was like 20 feet or something like that, maybe.
But yeah,
And are
like
the
this
giants
guy's.
like 40?
Do you think he just got bigger and bigger as time went on, or do you think this is like a mistake from Oda?
Um, I mean, we know with the SBS Viver stuff, like there's been even in recent history slight altercations, slight changes. And I like with the Saul one, him dying, like that one, like I cope with it by saying, and I say cope like kind of just generously to other people, but I believe it this way. I feel like it's if Oda put that information out there, it's because he wants you to believe this state, right? Like he you know what I mean? Like it's well in his power to just make you believe that the character's dead. For all intents and purposes, he was dead, right? So like but the story has he come back. Is it contradictory? Sure. 20 years or 15 years ago when he put that Saul Beaver card thing, did he know he's gonna do all that stuff? Not sure. All intents and purposes, he's dead. I would say for the Beaver card thing, did Ja Rule's height thing matter in the like lineup of hundreds of things that Oda had? I don't fucking know, dude. What was Oda writing at the time when he had to do it? Like, could you imagine like Oda's in the middle of Gear 5 Kaido like Zoro King fight and this random assistant, hey Oda, what? How tall is Ja Rule? And then Oda's like, who the fuck is this guy? I'm trying to draw peak One Piece right now, and you interrupt me with Beaver? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying Oda's like that, but like, could you imagine? Like, that would be the time period where I guess Ja Rule would get his height, and even I would be like, I mean, who the fuck cares how tall he is while wearing Wano? I don't need this supplementary information, right? So
I
like,
cared.
like, yeah, you cared, sure, thank you, Sai.
I cared about Ja Rule's height, dude.
Yeah. You care so much that you're pronouncing his name correctly. Yep.
That's how much respect I put on him. I mean, I haven't listened to Ja Rule in a while, but I might just have to throw on one of the tracks after this.
Yeah. Bump some Ja Rule. Shout out to
Yeah.
408. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know it.
Damn. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, like, again, this is kind of goes back to like Luffy using Gear 3 hockey against the kid. Like, I think that Oda's just setting a standard now that we're finally on Elbaf. Like, Oda's never been great with sizing, and whether we can justify it in some places or not, it's like that's just factual. Whether it's a mistake or not, Oda's made crazier mistakes. Is Ja Rule's size gonna be that crazy of importance? Like, is there gonna
It
be like,
could
wait
be.
a second, Ja Rule doesn't fit in this door, or like, you know what I mean? Like,
It
I
could go
like,
back to like the gigantification theories.
yeah, that's true. That's true. It could be meaningful, but like that's just a part of like the storytelling. That's like I don't know. We just have to like go on a whim. You know what I mean? We can't say that's where we can't be like, oh, it has to be this. It has to be that. We just have to be like free until Oda like literally tells. Like it's like that. Not Lilith. Atlas. I remember when her number was incorrect. Oh my god. Obviously she's the traitor. She has the wrong number on, and then Oda came out like 2 days later. It's like, oh no, shit, that was a mistake.
And then he
guys.
fixed it. But how do you like, for example, though? How do you fix this? Like
Yeah,
imagine fixing Ja Rule's height. Like, what do you do? Make Dory like, or not Dory, Brogy like 10 times bigger?
Nah, I think this is it. I think he's this big, and I don't know if there's like a needed explanation other than that. Just like he's like, I think when One Piece Oda does this thing where it's like people who have reputation or grander than life, they are bigger. Whitebeard is like that. He's a normal human, very big. Kaido, Big Mom, right? Roger, yes, was larger than life after death. So during his life, he never got that reputation until after the Pirate King, and he had a year, but he was dying. So he didn't have that same thing where 20 years, the strongest man in the world, Whitebeard, the strongest creature in the world, Kaido, and that like makes them bigger and their reputation and stuff like that. Oda kind of does that with things. Garp is another great example. A hero of the Marines for 40 years or whatever, right? Made him huge, way bigger than a normal human. Admirals, they get that notoriety within the Navy. Like they're the heroes of the Navy in their own right. Right, I think Oda does that thing where he does like when people have a title, when people have a reputation, and they live long enough to feel that reputation, they end up growing with their reputation. I think that's just Oda's like it's like I think that's just like a perspective, subjective. Like maybe you see it that way, maybe you don't. That's the way I've been
And
seeing
then
it.
for Luffy, He was in the seas for 2 years.
Yeah, he hasn't been on thing really. Shanks is low key, like literally just straight up doesn't do anything. Literally a sleeping lion. But then look at Buggy. When Buggy empty bluffs, but when Oda showed that, he's like the size of a giant. Like he's filling up the space. He's trying to make like fill in the bluffs that he is living up to, right? By being huge. So like there is how Oda shows that difference between Buggy and Shanks, where Shanks is just like drinking on an island with old people and friends and kids and bartenders and stuff like that. Like, you know what I mean? So like if you were to just say that Shanks is a Yonko, and obviously he wasn't at the time per se, but like Shanks was just chilling at some random village off of a kingdom in the East Blue. Like that's a Yonko, right? Like let's just say that, and it's like, but nothing has changed. Shanks would still do that to this day. That's why I'm saying like would you see Whitebeard doing that? Would you see Kaido doing that? Would you see Big Mom doing that? No. Big Mom absolutely not. She would own the island and she would be eating people. Kaido also same thing. Whitebeard, he would be doing that, but like not really, kind of, you know, like he's just sitting on his thing dying and drinking his own giant sake cup. Whereas like Shanks, he's kind of down to earth. But not saying Jarl isn't down to earth, but as far as the reputation goes, old hero of the giants, the oldest one in the world, 408 years, survivor of Big Mom's catastrophe. Like that's this huge mantle to live up to. So I think that's why he's big. I don't think it's a mistake. I think Oda's just gonna set that standard. Sure, there's probably gonna be theories. Maybe it's a lineage thing. Maybe gigantification. But yeah, I don't think it's a mistake. I think it's cool.
Yeah,
I think he looks cool.
It looks okay. I just think about how weak this guy is.
Do we know that he has a sword in his head? Do you have a sword in your head? He lived. I'd say anyone with
is the sword in his head, or is it just contorting around the helmet?
Okay, so then Sai, is it a sword then?
It's still a sword.
Oh, I didn't know you could have skulls. I didn't know you could contort it to a helmet and it's still a sword.
Like imagine
it may
somebody
look like a sword, sound like a sword, smell like a sword.
Yeah, dumbass. You know exactly what I mean. So maybe somebody took a sword and like slapped him on the head and just stuck to the helmet.
And he just like leaves it there. He's like, this is cool. I'm gonna leave it there. My lucky helmet saved me. No, I mean, I guess it still would have saved him if that person hit them with a blunt side. It bent perfectly like a Tom and Jerry cartoon.
That's.
Like,
I mean, okay. How else would you explain this? Do you think the sword is actually going through his skull?
I mean, yeah, like Shiki. He's just. I don't know. There's probably nothing going up there. You know, he doesn't need the brain anymore. He's living on vibes.
Okay, which one? Okay, so you think it's more plausible that a sword is going through his skull right now?
Yes. Wait, hold on, Sai. We are experts on this topic. You understand how the humanity's greatest surgery was discovered, right? Lobotomies was when a railroad track just went right through a dude's head, and they're like, "This guy is dead." And then he was like, "Wait, no, I'm like here. I just don't feel. This guy's lobotomized." Like that's how we discovered it. Like a giant.
So you think Jarl is lobotomized?
I mean, Sai, look at him.
What does that mean? What do you mean look at him?
He looks textbook.
Textbook lobotomy? What does that mean?
I think that he could be studied in med school. I think that this is textbook lobotomized. He's just been going through it. I don't know, because the thing is, he didn't have this in the Big Mom flashback. So sometime in the last 100 years, he got lobotomized. Maybe it was a tragic accident.
Of somebody just holding a sword upright and just running into his head?
No, like he was crashing out because Yorul died, and so he was crashing out, and he's like, "Damn, I'm lucky my helmet saved me." Actually, no. Wouldn't it be better if he died that way? Yeah. Why is he lucky that his helmet saved him? Doesn't he want to go to Valhalla?
we don't even know if the concept of Valhalla exists. You said that during the Loki thing. I was like, well, we don't know yet, right?
Yeah. But now that I think about it, if okay, so not to be a broken record here, if it does exist, that would be a huge thing about saying my helmet saved me, because then that would say that this whole thing was an accident, and then the reason why it would save him is because like then he would be dying in an accident, not being slayed. And it's not completely like not made up. Like in the Big Mom flashback, he literally said that. He said the way to die is being slain. So like,
and then Big Mom slayed Jarl, and then they're upset.
No. He didn't slay. What the reason why it was a problem was because he wouldn't die instantly. He would slowly succumb to his injuries over years, and his lifespan would be shortened. So that's because he fell and hit his head. So basically, he was like severely concussed as like an 80-year-old. Like it's like Biden falling off of he never recovered, falling off his bike, right? Now imagine a giant monstrous demon child pushes you over. It's like you're not gonna die from that, but you are gonna die earlier. That's what they said. It was just like she may not have killed him, but she prevented him from dying honorably. In Elbaf, we must die by being slain. Some shit like that. It's in that chapter. But yeah, so it like they basically described Valhalla without it. And Dorian Broggie talked about the same exact thing too, with like the whole they dying by the hand of their best friend is the best way to die. So
yeah, I wonder how this happened. Do you think another? Yeah. I mean, I'm assuming another giant did it, right?
Now that I'm actually looking at, because I just breezed by it, but now I'm thinking it was an accident. It was an accident that had nothing to do with combat, which is why he said, "I'm lucky my helmet saved me," because. But then it's like, bro, then just fight somebody. Like literally, if you get to this point, just crash out, just fucking go wild. Just
I don't know,
somebody
dude.
And die. like if that's their metric, like let me bring up
I think they were BSing. I don't think that's a real thing.
I think. Wait,
I think that's like. I think they said it once, and now they're just like, like we just made up Valhalla. Actually,
no way.
I don't care about dying in battle.
Sai saying. They made a well, technically Odin did make it up, I guess. Like he's the guy, the All-Father or whatever that did it.
Like I'm gonna need to see these giants actually say that again, or like reiterate it, or want to fight in battle or something.
So 867 it says, "Mother Caramel, please have mercy." And then Jarl goes, "You would stop me, Caramel. Jarl has been my battle companion for 300 years, but at his age he will not survive his wounds. A warrior is not defined by his years, but how he dies. This is an unforgivable crime." I understand, Chieftain, but forgivable or not, Linlin is just a pitiable child who is left to the House of Lambs like any other. I cannot stand by abandon her death. Leave his death. Chief Beardhill, you must kill Linlin. What has become... Oh, that was Hyrden. Chief Beardhill, you must kill Linlin. What has become the pride of Elbaf? Hush, Hyrden. Then take her away now and be gone from my sight. Damn. I remember the chapter, but I forgot that Hyrden had the...
He's such an important character there.
Yeah, like, you almost think that he should have been introduced at Whole Cake Island and not... like in Dressrosa.
Yeah.
Damn, that would have been... Imagine Hyrden in Whole Cake Island. He's just like imprisoned. He just is like in a book.
Eating cake.
Damn, that... Yeah. Oh no, wait, actually he'd just be in bed with Big Mom now that I think about it.
Oh yeah.
Oh no.
Oh yeah,
no.
dude. No, hell yeah, brother.
Yeah, wrong intonation.
Hell yeah. So now that the Strats are here, they're partying. They're drinking, they're having fun. Do you think they noticed the Holy Knight's next chapter? Yes or no?
Do I think that they noticed the Holy Knight's next chapter?
Or like run into him even?
See, that's where I think the magic stuff is actually important, because if he's not exerting himself, right? Stabs is not exerting himself.
Yeah.
If he did, I think that Luffy would be like, something familiar. Feels like familiar. Because Shanks, right? He did that on Wano. miles and miles away, just hockey, something familiar, right? And the girl using probably magic, I would assume, or yokai, natural abilities, fourth hockey, whatever it be, nature hockey, whatever you want to call it, another power system. I think that could honestly be a reason why they're not detected sooner, right? It's not like Luffy. It's not like when Saturn regenerated, Luffy's like, it's not over. I sense his arm reattaching through googly black ink magic stuff. He didn't do that. He can't. I don't know if he sensed that. I don't know if anybody was sensing that. Like, it probably takes a little bit to like understand. Like, even the Giants came and was like, yo, there's no race that does this. This is beyond us. And so, in that line, I think that like they won't notice them because they're not exerting themselves, and I don't think there's Giants that should be able to pressure them. At least this power is very stealthy. Other than the fact that the guy was writhing and screaming in pain, that's like the only way. If like some of the Giants are like, damn, I sense a disturbance in the force. One after another, Giants are falling. I mean, when like we talk about this, like if a tree falls in a forest and no one's around there to hear it, they really fall. But like when a giant falls, they probably cause an earthquake, right? So like I'd imagine like should they drop a few more giants? They start falling onto the ground, screaming. That might be the way they hear it. Oh, but then the party's super loud, so I don't even think that will get them. They probably are causing more of an earthquake by jumping and shouting and drinking. Honestly.
Oh yeah. They literally keep it the best time, and then we don't know what they're drinking too. Like if they're drinking Green Fairy while these guys are here, then yeah, like they'll go unnoticed. Yeah. And I think that's another reason why Luffy, obviously Luffy will realize this isn't Shanks, but I think for at least like 10 seconds, Luffy will be like, "Whoa, what the hell?"
Yeah.
And if the Green Fairy's in play, then that could be another reason why Luffy gets confused for a second.
Yeah. I think as far as like what to expect out of Straw Hats, Holy Knights interacting, the thing that I'm most curious about / I'm most focused on is the Lilith angle, right? Clearly, I mean, we could be wrong again. This is not a girl, whatever, and she looks like Lilith, feels like Lilith, smells like Lilith. If it's an axe, named an axe, it's an axe. If it looks like Lilith, it feels like Lilith. It's Lilith. We'll just go crazy with that. And so if it's Lilith, right? The thing with Lilith is, I would put this on the same vein as the library, like not the library, the owl, Biblo. Biblo's devil fruit or power being so contrived and so specific. Oh, giants wouldn't be able to read puny human text without this owl that's lived for thousands of years or hundreds of years. He has the butt fruit. Like, whatever. All right, we're gonna get the proper translations eventually. But the point is that Lilith also had one of the most contrived reasons to not be with the group, getting a visa, which is like, what? When has that ever happened in the series? That seems like the exact, like, Oda's like, damn, how do I separate Lilith from the group? Well, she's planning on living here. She needs a residency card. Oh, well, let's make that shit up now. And so he makes that shit up just for the express reason to separate Lilith so that the Holy Knights can interact with that Lilith and like swap a route, you know what I mean? And it's like literally like, hey Lilith, what are you doing? And like they don't really know Lilith. They know Lilith for like 2 days, you know what I mean? So like she acts weird. To them it's like, oh, okay. Like she could literally say anything and they just be like, oh, I guess Vegapunk just has their own plans. Like they might not even clock it like that, right? Whereas if they met the Shanks, then obviously like it could be one of those things where great example is the Jimmy Neutron thing where Jimmy Neutron cloned himself 6 times just like Vegapunk. Shout outs to the Recycle Curve video. But in that he made an evil clone just like Lilith. And that evil clone did a really funny thing, which was that he changed his hair, acted just like the normal Jimmy, and went through town and just bullied the whole town. And then when Jimmy went through, the entire town was mad at him. And so it could be that because nobody knows on Luffy's crew, nobody knows Shanks. And it would be really funny if like this Shanks interacted with this crew separately from Luffy and he was just a dick to them and just terrible, and they're like, oh my god, this is this is who Luffy looks up to. He's awful, he's terrible, he's mean, and like the only like Luffy's is not there to tell them truth or not. This is like a very out there thing, but I do think that at least the Lilith part makes sense. It's like Oda like very obviously took Lilith away from the group in the weirdest way possible, and he brought a character that looks exactly like Lilith. I think it's like ABCs that they're gonna swap her.
And then plus, oh, sorry to cut it off, but I was about to say plus we have like Shanks or the Shanks clone and Bonnie, right? And then we don't know what's going on there. Bonnie has to have a dad somewhere. This could be him or some relation to him.
Yeah, easily.
And then they could run into each other because Lilith and Bonnie are going to the permit to get the resident permit. Maybe the Holy Knights are going to go to the resident permit building to see where Loki's registered to see where he lives. Why are you laughing?
No, it's just like they're just like, that criminal, what would you where should we go to find a criminal? He's clearly residing at his residence.
Or maybe they're going to see like where the jail building is, you know.
Yeah, they go to the yellow pages, the famous yellow pages. Oh, they have to go to the library for the yellow pages. They're like,
exactly.
We'll do some research.
Now
but
you're like, cooking.
Bonnie, and the other thing about Bonnie is that Bonnie would recognize Stabs because they have Kuma's memories. So at least like for Garland, like Garling, she would be like, wait a second, this guy.
Yeah.
This guy is
he
probably
like
that
Garland.
guy. Yeah, and he has 2 arms, so he can't be Shanks. Oh yeah, that would be the major thing, right? That he couldn't fool all the Straw Hats because Straw Hats probably know that Shanks has 1 arm, right?
Yeah, but it's okay. It's one of those things, though, right? Like, imagine you get married to your wife, right? And your wife is missing her left eye.
Wait, why do I have to? Hold on, I have to imagine this.
Oh yeah. Just like hypothetical. Like, let's say there's another one. You married her. She's missing a left eye, and then one day she shows up and she has her left eye. Like, you know, like it's one of those things. It's like, is that her? Like, would you automatically suspect like a clone or something, or like an evil twin?
Yeah. If my wife didn't have a left eyeball and came back with a working left eyeball, I would be like, that's not my. That's.
But okay, I should have set the stage. It's a fantasy world.
I swear, you're gonna pull out. But Par, she has the cloak of non-existence. So your awareness is non-existence. That's how it works. You never actually got to see your wife. You never know.
Like, what? Dude. Law exists. Law gave people bottoms. He took Brownbeard's broken legs and gave him a crocodile bottom. You're telling me that Law couldn't hypothetically give Shanks another arm? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Law literally gave people extra appendages.
What you're saying, to catch me up here, is wanted posters and news about Shanks might be outdated. Since the last posting, Shanks might have acquired an arm through the best doctor in the world, Trafalgar D. Law.
Well, Shanks' bounty poster doesn't have a picture of his arm in there. It's just this face.
We talked about this. I have to find this scene. There's one scene where I think they have descriptions on the thing. Like they tell you like certain things about the person, but I forget where it is. I don't know I'm pretty sure it's not SBS. I'm pretty sure it is a chapter. Just forget where. Yeah, I mean, he has a reputation, right? 1 arm. He showed up at Marineford, for God's sakes. With 1 arm.
Yeah, but he could get it recently. That was 2 years ago. All I'm saying, dude, it's the world of One Piece. Crazy things happen. You're telling me it would be super crazy if a guy got another arm?
You're not wrong. You're right. Sai, this is incredible. Sai, you showed me a home. Wow.
Classic ZKK fan cope. All right. Well, with that being said, though, guys,
wait,
thank you for being
here. Fan apologizing? What?
Well, with that being said, here, guys, thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate it as always. Sorry if I coughed a little bit too much. I try to like muffle it on the side here, but can't hide the sickness.
He's hiding his bullshit. That's
no. You know how it is. This is a half-mast Parcast. We'll catch you guys later. Peace out.